ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game.
How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is me, Dr. Dang, and along with me, as usual, it's going to be Lucifer, and I welcome you all to AMD Ryzen Presents Sky League 2021, powered by WD Black NVMe SSDs, platform partner GoGame.Live, and connectivity partner Act FiberNet. So, how are you doing, Lucifer? And before you say anything, here is something that we have from Sky Esports for everyone. We wish you all a very happy Ugadi, Gudi Padwa, and a Baisakhi.
Same thing. A very happy festival to all of you out there. I'm pretty sure everybody's celebrating this and also coming into today's matchup. Now, today's matchup, Rajasthan being like the Indian New Year right now, Rajasthan is ready to show up with their guns. They will be stepping on to this tournament for the first time today. And will they be able to grab a flawless victory for themselves, a 3-0, or will it be a 2-1? Or will Punjab steal the show today and leave Rajasthan in a nowhere land? I'm still thinking, Dr. Dang, Rajasthan has been grinding a lot. We have seen TSM telling us that in the Sky Talks that we were having. So for Rajasthan, after 5 days to come up in the tournament is something that they should have been packing already. So I am looking forward for a wonderful game and an exciting matchup between Punjab and Rajasthan today.
That is true. I think that today's matchup between Punjab and Rajasthan is going to be extremely interesting because this is first game for Rajasthan. They want to start off on a good note, so they are going to be coming out with all of the best plans that they have for their team, all the best players, and they also have the best, as you can say, they'll have the best morale to start the game off. As for Punjab, they've not had the best start. They were not able to win it out last time, so they are definitely going to be trying to do that this time. And I really think that sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. So maybe today Punjab is going to be someone who comes in from the back and says, you know what, it's your first game, but it was our first game last time. We weren't able to pick up any points. You're going to be having the same fate. Here you go. Here's a quick 3-0. Let's go back home.
I agree. I agree. Punjab can do that because Punjab at this moment have already warmed themselves in players and have 3 matches that they have already played. So for Rajasthan to come into the tournament at this moment, it will be something they're stepping in new. They have not been in the fighting form yet. I know they have been grinding, but when you play with the tournament, when you play with the different rosters, screaming and all, you kind of know what kind of games that people start bringing in. You start reading your opponents and it becomes an usual practice to keep grinding more and more. But when it's a 5-man strategy coming at you, all guns blazing, all abilities being used, this is something Rajasthan has not seen, and they will be starting it off today. So Punjab, because they've already had their warm up, had their mistakes, I'm pretty sure they have had good time, a day or two, to reconverge, to re-strategize and refight and get this victory for them.
Exactly. I think that for Punjab, it's a good time to refocus their efforts on trying to win games. They don't have to go for that flawless necessarily. They can take 2 maps and they can call it a day. They can take 2 maps and say that, you know what, 2 points is more than enough for right now. Let's see whether we can get more points later on, in the league. But talking about the league, this is going to be going on for 55 days. It's going to be a really long league, but we also have a really big prize pool. We have 15 lakhs in total. It's going to be champions getting 6.5 lakhs, the second place getting 3 lakhs, third place getting 1.5 lakhs, fourth place getting 1 lakh, and teams from 5th through 8th getting 50,000 each. AMD Ryzen MVP of the tournament will be getting 50,000 for himself, and the WD Black Emerging Player of the Season will be getting 50,000 for himself as well. And I don't know about you, Lucifer, but I have a feeling that the Emerging Player of the Season could be Ghost.
I agree. I mean, I have two people in my mind. It's not only Ghost for me, but there's Rafa also from my end, because he is not a jet, but he's playing the Phoenix very well. His flashes, his run it backs are working perfectly, getting those entries, getting those flanks. He's making sure those skills come in the favor so that the team can execute either a defense or the attack and the spike can go down. So for me, it might be Rafa and Ghost, and one of those two people can have that 50,000 bragging chance also. So because this is in a tournament, they'll have the WD Emerging Player of the Season bragging rights as well.
Exactly. I think that it's going to really go to a big point, or rather, it's going to go to a really interesting point when we reach the fact that, players and teams are having different battles of their own, because teams are having their own fight on the arena where we have it, but then there are players who are fighting to get that MVP. There are players fighting to get that Emerging Player of the Season as well. So it's always fun. Sometimes it could even be that two players from the same team could be vying for the same spot.
Yes, agreed. I mean, we have seen that happening. Delhi Dragons already have two people online from their side, SMX and Ghost. So I think this can be something that they can easily get it for themselves. But there are some other players who are coming online today. There will be Rajasthan coming into pitches, so they also have a chance on also getting the AMD Ryzen MVP for this tournament, along with WD Black Emerging Player of the Season. So I'm looking forward to what kind of a game these teams will bring, and individual performances as well. As here everybody in the chat, you are supporting individual players, also the teams, because every team is representing a city, and I'm pretty sure when it comes to the city, none of us like to just leave it out and just support our favorite player most of the times, because we are city based and we have lived our childhood, we are living our adulthood, everything in a city. It does sometimes matter when somebody is, even though your favorite player is in a different city, you will end up supporting your own city. So that is something of excitement that the chat for us as casters is also happening at the moment. Because for me, if you ask, I have my favorites in team Hyderabad, but because I'm a Bengaluru boy, I'm completely supporting Bengaluru Crushers.
Hmm. Well, Bangalore Crushers is definitely going to be a good team to support. They are a very strong team, and they're also someone that a lot of viewers and fans will be supporting, irrespective of the fact if they are from Bangalore or not, because they have the players that demand the respect. They have the players that demand the limelight, and well, when the time comes, they do perform. So yes, if there is going to be someone supporting Bangalore who's not staying in Bangalore, that's understandable. Similarly with Punjab, you could be supporting a single player, or you could be supporting, a bunch of players who are playing together in Punjab. So it doesn't really always have to be that, oh, I'm from Punjab, so now I have to support the team of Punjab. It doesn't have to be. You can always choose multiple teams. But today it's going to be about Rajasthan and Punjab. Those are the two teams on the, as you can say, on the board right today. And if we are going to be seeing someone come in and say that, what, Punjab's going to win because of this, or someone comes in and says Rajasthan's going to win because of this, it's really going to be an interesting thought process, because it's not been a great start for both of these, or rather not been a great start for Punjab. They've lost their first game, and for Rajasthan it's going to be their first game. So uh, well, you really can't decide how they are going to be performing today, at least.
Agree, Dr. Dang. I mean, Punjab has only had one game, so they had it. We can call it as a warm up game that they just finished for them. So, right now, they're coming into the second day of the tournament for them, but we here are on day five. So, they've also, along with their second matchup that is coming, they've also seen other teams playing. So, this is something every team needs to look for everybody's gameplay and understand how they can take them down. But Rajasthan, none of us have seen what kind of a lineup they're bringing, what kind of abilities they are packing, and what maps work in their favor. Because it is not only about guns. We have talked about a lot of this during this tournament, during the matchups, during the agent selection screen. It depends on how these people bring about their team strategies. And talking about team strategies, based on the team strategies and assistance that they have received from their team, we are seeing the top 5 leaderboard, starting off with Deathmaker with a huge 137 kills, Rafa with 126 kills, Ghost 116, SMX 115, and Heavan at 105. Dr. Dang, what do you think? Will there be any changes today? I understand it's only 3 maps, but we've seen there's one of the highest auction players coming in today with the highest sky creds going in his favor. Will he be able to make a huge mark today, or will he not be there in the lineup?
I don't know. We did talk to we did talk to TSM Sid, and he said that MW1 was picked up because it was a promise made by Ghatak to him that he will be getting picked up by the team of Rajasthan. So he was picked up for that reason, and it also might be that he might not get to play too many games because he has exams going on, as I think I am right about. So, well, what a situation where one of the best players in the country stopped by an exam. That's supposed to be headlines, right? Well, with that out of the way, we can be seeing the points. We can see the points table on our screen as Delhi is going to be on top with 4.5 points. They've played two. They have taken a flawless game once. Hyderabad, they've played two. Neither of them were flawless games, but they were able to win out both. Kolkata Tridents, they got a flawless against Chennai yesterday, and they were able to pick up they did pick up a loss against Delhi the other day as well. So Mumbai on fourth place with 2 points, and that is really where the points table, you can say, technically ends, because Chennai's played two, they've lost both. Bangalore's played one, they've lost that one, and Punjab, they played one, they lost that. Rajasthan is yet to get a start for themselves.
Agreed. I mean, leaderboard for now, Delhi Dragons look strong. They have played 2 matches. They have won them in their favor. They have defeated those teams that have come in face to face. And the last map bonus point would also be in their favor. But it was a very close lineup. The opponents gave a huge fight, Mumbai Aces, and managed to shut that bonus point. But Delhi Dragons here as a team is looking very strong. And Hyderabad Nawabs, they've just had 2 maps and in 2 matches, and in both the matches the lineups were not same. So they've used all their most of their players, and they're working around them to learn what kind of benefits, what kind of strategies, what kind of play style all the players have. So for them, they are getting more and more comfortable with their players and all the lineups that is there. Kolkata had their first victory. I'm pretty sure they are so happy, being a flawless victory, getting the bonus point also after getting a huge defeat from Delhi Dragons. So this is Kolkata at this moment will have a good spot on the leaderboard, being third. Mumbai Aces started off strong against Chennai, but now they did lose to Delhi Dragons, but comfortably they are also sitting at 2 points because the other 3 teams are at zero. Even though it's only two matches and one for Punjab, they are starting off their second match today, Punjab. So Punjab, if they lose this match again, it'll be another zero. So Punjab needs to watch out if they want to make their mark to come on the leaderboard. Rajasthan, however, it's their first matchup that's happening against Punjab, and it's their first match in the tournament. They can either choose to make a mark, but I'm pretty sure they will try to choose and make their mark. But otherwise, if it does not go in their favor, if matters do not get good, or if it's not their day, sometimes it happens, right, Dr. Dang? We cannot
Yep.
account for what it happens. Yesterday we saw all of a sudden team Kolkata lost their internet all of a sudden, and at a point we thought this there is nothing that Kolkata can do to get their bonus point, but somehow it was their day and they managed to close it. So might be, we are not yet sure how things can pan out.
That is true. I think that we can't really predict what is going to be happening because, again, it's Rajasthan's first game. No one really knows what is going to be happening with Rajasthan's lineup. We don't know who Rajasthan will be playing. Yes, we know that they have Sai, they have MW1, they have a lot of players, but do we really know who is going to be playing? And especially, Sid did not reveal anything about what players, what roles these players are going to be playing, because there was one question, there was one question that came up. It was whether you'll be playing Sai on the Sage or the KJ, which was a funny question because Sai plays the duelist. But Sid did not give a fun or a serious answer to any of it, because he said that we have something in plan and we are not going to be revealing right now. So if he is going as far as not revealing anything about what their lineup is going to be having, well, then that really says that they have something about, it is going to be something that is really interesting to see. While for Punjab, they've had a chance to test out the waters. They have a chance to, figure out what is going right for them, what is going wrong for them. But will they be able to fix those issues today is something that we will have to see.
Talking about the player lineups, Rajasthan strikers have Wimp, Rexy, Blackhawk, Simmer, Solo, Sid, MW1, the game in their lineup. But Rajasthan strikers, I think, of all the teams out there in this AMD Presents Sky Sports League 2021, have the least number of players. It's only 8. But the other teams have nearly 10 to 11 players in their favor. So Rajasthan needs to account for these number of players that they have and accordingly need to strategize, because if 5 go into play, there's only 3 more players left. So they have to re-strategize because this tournament is huge. For 8 players it might get a little bit stressed, but we know most of these players are almost pro players and some influencers in there. So they would have had a lot of tournaments, so for them this might be a casual thing, even though in a day they have to play 3 maps at a stretch.
Exactly. They are going to have to play 3 matches at a stretch, and we have the lineup. So, it was really, you know, it was a really interesting, as you can say, matchup between Punjab as well as, well, Punjab played Delhi, right?
Hyderabad
Oh, sorry.
Nawabs.
Yes, Punjab played Hyderabad, and though it was not a flawless game for Hyderabad, it was still a very, very good showing up, at least on the one map that Punjab was able to take. So there is the positives that we can take away from there. And now moving on to the map veto process that we have over here. Ascent is going to be the first map chosen by by Rajasthan. Haven's chosen by Punjab, and Icebox has been chosen by Rajasthan as well. Now, Haven was the map that Punjab was able to beat out Hyderabad on. So I really think that we should have an interesting game on Haven. Not so sure about Ascent because it was a struggle for Punjab against Hyderabad as well. And we haven't seen Punjab on Icebox, so I really have no clue what we can expect from them there.
Yep, Rajasthan will bring completely new things, I presume, because we haven't seen how they work, how their skill sets are, how their strategies are based. But Punjab, we have seen they gave a good competition, but they did struggle out on the lurks. I just thought of processing Punjab Pinnacles matches, and when I saw their matches, I understood they were using their abilities only to close off flanks. But other way around, the team they were fighting with, Hyderabad Nawabs, used the abilities to take an advantage of the positioning of either the aim battle that they can be having. So this is something Punjab needs to work on their abilities in the attacking half. But because Rajasthan will be starting as an attacker on Ascent, they are the home team. They'll be starting as attacker in 2 maps, Ascent and Icebox. Haven, the attacker side, goes to Punjab being the away team. So this is something, Rajasthan being attackers at the moment, they will try to use the same strategy or something new, we are not sure. But Punjab, we have seen they're trying to work around their abilities, but they're not using their abilities to get maybe a sudden push for their own team, or maybe try to flank it out and get a backstab. So maybe Punjab needs to start working on getting their abilities as an advantage rather than just closing it off, so that a push does not come. So maybe they should start looking for the angles or backstabs is what I would look for in this matchup.
Exactly. I think that for Ascent, it's going to be a very, very interesting um, showing up from the side of both teams, actually, because we saw the mistakes that Punjab made, while also we saw them capitalize on the mistakes that Hyderabad made. Though, yes, it was not Hyderabad's main roster lineup, as you can say, but
Mhm.
at the same time, it was still a good thing that we saw from Punjab. Being able to adapt to what your opponents are doing and then be able to fix it and then be able to capitalize on it are 3 steps. And to do all those 3 steps in the right time, at the right pace is very, very important. We saw Punjab do that, especially on Haven, where we saw them really start to take advantage of the mistakes that Hyderabad was making. So I really think that at least on Ascent, we should be seeing a close game. Not sure whether, well, it looks like Lucifer is going to be having a cat on the screen. Not sure. Um, well, you know, while we fix that, it should be, yep, it should be done pretty soon. Just give us a second as we do that. And yeah, we should be back in any moment just now. Well, there you go. Lucifer is back.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry for the cat. I am a cat lover, so the
Well,
cat just tried to pop out in between the screen. I'm not sure what happened, but yes, it'll be an interesting lineup and a match that we will be seeing today. Uh, Rajasthan has seen how Punjab has played on Ascent. Rajasthan has the advantage of looking at how uh, Punjab did not manage to get the lurks or backstabs, how they were losing out on those fights. So Rajasthan has seen this map, how Punjab play with their main lineup, I think. So how Rajasthan has this counteract coming on the attacking first half is something that we would want to see, because we saw Punjab could not do those flanks as majority as Hyderabad Nawabs managed to do it in their favor. So something of this sort is Rajasthan. I'm pretty sure they're packing it in their sleeves, and they are trying to bring it to their game. Punjab, on the other hand, it will be a much needed map for them. It will be a much needed point that need to get in the favor, because once they start getting maps in their favor, they will start feeling confident, and slowly the match momentum will start coming in their favor. So this is what Punjab at this moment, if they want to make a mark on the leaderboard, this is a match that they have to show up on.
I agree. I think that for Punjab, at least if they want to have some kind of a showing, if they want to really, show us that they really know what is in store for them, Ascent should be a map that they need to take. Because if they don't take Ascent, then yes, they might be able to take Haven, but at that point, we have not seen anything from them on Icebox. So, and neither have they seen anything from Icebox on Rajasthan side. And if they have picked Icebox in their first match of the league as the final decider, then it really goes to show that they know what they're doing on Icebox. And if they have something special, uh, if they have something special on board for um, on board for the teams that are they're taking to Icebox, then well, Punjab should really be scared, because Icebox not a simple map. It takes a lot of team for a team to get used to the play style of that map, because there are so many rotations, there are so many plays that you can make, there are so many ways to lurk in, catch people off guard. You can jump into kitchen window if the defender is not paying attention, or you could flank mid suddenly, you could push mid and then you could take A or B. So there are multiple ways of attacking, and if your team is up to the task, well, then you have a great time on Icebox. But if your team does not know what needs to be done on Icebox, well, then that's just the start of the problems that you have.
Agreed. I mean, if you see the second map, Heaven, that was picked by Punjab, is a good call, because previously that worked out when they fought with Hyderabad Nawabs. A good show came across. So maybe this is what they thought as in a process, and this worked out in their favor. And I look forward to maybe this can be their strategy working in their best half. Uh, I'm not sure, but because see, that was a map where Hyderabad Nawabs it was huge for them, and for them to control being a new fresh roster is something. Maybe they did not have the counteraction that they wanted, and if they are thinking the same thing that Rajasthan would be packing, might not work out in their favor. Punjab, I would want to see not bringing the same thought process and strategy, because Rajasthan is not the same team that you're fighting with. So
I
I will look forward to what kind of strategies or Punjab is coming with the thought process of moving into Haven.
I agree. I think that for Punjab, they played it majorly the way that Haven should be played out. When we saw them go up against Hyderabad, we saw them play it, majorly the way that Haven is supposed to be played. They played it pretty far split apart. They won their gunfights when it was needed. They were able to push out for flanks when it was needed. And in general, Haven was a good map. It could also be said that maybe Hyderabad's team was not prepared for Haven, which is why they were not able to perform. Or maybe their players were too tired after the two maps that they had played, and hence they could not play or perform the way that you would expect those players to do. But they are all players at the really high levels of game, and I'm pretty sure that they are used to playing three long and grueling maps in a row. because usually when you think about it, those players at the ranks that they are playing, you can only duo queue with your friends, and at that point of time you are going to be having a sweaty ranked game irrespective of what you are doing. So as far as Haven goes, I think that we can skip that part and focus on the Ascent as well as the Icebox for Punjab and Rajasthan, because unless Rajasthan has something special in Haven, which we will eventually see and we probably will not guess, because um, you know we can't guess what Rajasthan has in stock because they've not played a single game. So if we put that perspective out of the way and we just look at Ascent and Icebox, Ascent should be something which should be a close fight, because if it's not a close fight, then we can basically say that I will be doubtful about Haven as well. Because if some team is outclassing another one on a map like Ascent, well then you know that they are really prepared for what they're facing out. So with that, an Icebox in play, Icebox, I really hope that um, is something that Punjab does not need to go to pick up points. If they can lock out the first two maps and then go to Icebox for a bonus round thingy, well then that's cool. But if they get knocked out on Ascent and then they take Haven, I have a feeling that Icebox should be something that Rajasthan will take pretty comfortably.
I agree. I agree. I mean, first matchup that we have is Ascent. We have seen Punjab struggling. So I look forward to maybe bringing a different style of agents that has come across, because in the initial matchup that they had with Hyderabad Nawabs, either it's the strategy or it's the agent. Because there are so many agents in Valorant, you would have to use which would gel out for the team, what kind of a push that would come across. And yesterday we saw how team Kolkata Tridents were picking their agents depending on the side they were in. They were not picking an agent based on what kind of team synergy it would work out for them, or what kind of a play style that's better for them. They were looking forward to bag more points for them in their favor, and that was their agent picks. When we saw yesterday, when they started off with Icebox, they made sure they had two sentinels in their side, but the opponent did not have two sentinels. They were only one sentinels because they were starting off in the attacker side. So Rajasthan, if they have something packing in that way and they want to take the initial frags out for themselves, I think this can work out in Rajasthan favors. But if team Punjab play this very smart, understand what kind of strategies can come across from Rajasthan, maybe if they go for a dual sentinel pick, because they will be starting off as defenders in this first Ascent map, might work in their favor, because we have seen Killjoy playing a very prominent role in the A side and B side for Cypher, or the other way around. Both have been working out for them. Or even a Sage pick can be seen here in Ascent. It all depends on the team's playstyle, but I would prefer Punjab maybe having a dual sentinel here, maybe a single duelist, try to bag initial first half rounds for in their favor, preventing the duelist fights, and taking out the duelist fight with all the initiators or information that they can gather. Punjab needs to start working on this. On the other hand, Rajasthan, I think they will be comfortable with a pretty good two duelist, one controller, one sentinel, and maybe one or the other agent, which works even better. Maybe we can see a triple duelist if Team Rajasthan is so happy and they want the favors to come in their side. One duelist can go take some random fights in one side and make sure the team game or the team strategy that was there to have 2 3 people in A and B gets ruined, and a lot of people start rotating to prevent the attacker push and read it wrong, and therefore the A site is left open for Team Rajasthan to start capturing. So this kind of a gameplay is what I am thinking. Dr. Dang, what are your thoughts? What do you think the
I
number of agents or the duelist, how many people
I
can be there?
agree with the fact that you can have a duelist as a lurker, but I would much rather prefer a either a KJ, maybe not a KJ because you need her utility to face the brunt of the attack, but a Cypher because he has basically no range to his utility being used, or maybe even an Omen, or sometimes if things work out, a roaming Sky can really be something that throws the opponent off guard, because if you think about it, Sky is looked at as an initiator in the more general way, where here is a site, we have to go through here, so we are going to be using her Hawk and her Tiger to drone out and to flash this corner, and then we are going to push in. What happens if you already have two duelists like a Phoenix and a Rena, where you have flashes on them so you can get entry with them, and then you use the Sky to play around as a lurker? Because now for the defenders there is that aspect of a Sky Flash coming out of nowhere. and that is something that is scary. Or maybe not even a Sky Flash giving her position away, but maybe just playing post plant from a completely different angle, making sure that you have at least two flashes with you, and then you play it from a completely different angle that you would not have expected your team, the opponent to be in. And yes, that is going to be a very unlikely scenario because you know it's going to be something that teams would have to really invest a lot of utility in, a lot of time making strategies for. But I think that if you can pull it off even one round in the entire best of 3, it's going to throw off your opponents so much, because now it is something that they need to fear about. There is a tactic in war in which you do not you know really attack them, but you just give them a taste of what you can do. And roaming with a random agent somewhere which is not expected, and then you'd use their utility in a completely random way, can sometimes just throw the mindset of your enemy so hard that they start expecting it every round, which means that they stop doing something else that they were doing for the rest of the game, which gives you an opening sometimes. So if that happens, well,
Yes.
you know, it should be interesting.
We saw that yesterday. Whitehorse did it very well yesterday. In all the maps, he made sure he had that for his team. He was playing it very slow. He was waiting for the teams to his team to get a plant or a spike down, or even in the defender's side when they were there, the opponent to come in. He was playing it so smart, waiting for the push to come to him, or maybe sit on a different position so that he has all the access, all his crosshairs prominence on their heads. We saw a lot of rounds. He clutched it so very well. So I'm pretty sure, as you said, the Sentinel is a really good agent to do those lurks, and I agree. Uh, but the strategizing of how they use it is something we look forward to. A lot of people who did have Sentinels did not manage to do this lurks perfectly, but yesterday Whitehorse did it very well. So I am looking forward to what kind of Sentinel will be being used here, or what kind of strategy as we go into the agent selection screen. What will be their thought process coming in? Who will be the playing five for the day? What is Rajasthan bringing? Because a lot of people we have seen are expecting huge gameplay coming from Rajasthan after seeing all the matches of different teams. So Punjab needs, I wouldn't say Punjab needs to worry about this at the moment, because they have not seen Rajasthan. If somebody starts worrying about somebody in the initial stages, it would start sitting in their mind, and there'll be an unknown pressure for the team or even the players per se. So for Punjab, they had the confidence with Haven. They've gone with that pick. They should have that same mentality, that we will make sure our agents are playing really well to their abilities, and our crosshairs are on point and can immediately take down and put the bolt in the opponent's head.
I agree. I think that um, you know just right when you were saying about this kind of a strategy, we just got a confirmation from the admin that there well, we have confirmation from the admin for something, but we are going to hold off for it just to keep it a little surprise for our viewers. So yes, the match is going to be starting in a few minutes, maybe a minute or two. And it is going to be a good surprise. So either you can let me know if you want the surprise right now, or do you want the surprise when we eventually make our way into the game. So you can let us know in chat, and then we can proceed accordingly. All right. So
Yep.
yes. So what you were talking about, the strategy that you were saying that you can lurk around and play around with the map, that teams can play around with that strategy of just lurking in random places. But one thing that I would really also love to know, you would love the you would I messed up my words. I was so surprised. I was like so excited about that surprise. That all right, chat's also letting us know that they want the surprise right now. All right, well, do you want to share it, Lucifer, or should I do it?
The stage is yours. Go ahead, Dr. Dang.
All right, well then, we have confirmation that MW1 is going to be playing the first game today. So, well, I guess no exams for the man today. And well, yes, there you go. It's going to be MW1 playing today. It's going to be a lot of fun, and well, it's going to be a really interesting thing. And I'm pretty sure that all the fans that Punjab have, they are going to be a little disappointed because they would have expected MW1 not to play. But I guess it's going to be a better match with him there.
I mean, it's always. I mean, we know what kind of player MW1 is. We have seen how well he plays. He has played a lot of matches and made sure the victories have come in the favor of whichever team he plays. So for him to come here for Rajasthan and make himself online for the first matchup is really well for Rajasthan in terms of strategy. And for him not having an exam is something a good luck or something that he will be a bit happy about, so that maybe either his exam got postponed. But pretty sure, as a person MW1 is, he'll be getting back to his exams as soon as they come back, and he'll make sure he finishes that off. And the people in the chat also, if you guys are having exams, please do study after watching this tournament.
Exactly. I mean, yes, you should watch this tournament, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and then, yes, you can go ahead and study. But yes, we are going to be just about ready to start the game off. We are waiting for the players to just load in. There was some issue in the back end, but that has been fixed, I believe, as we are just waiting for the final confirmations for the players that they are indeed ready. They're not AFK, because we have had that
No
situation.
internet connections.
Yes, we have had that situation once where the game started and then turns out one player was AFK and we had to remake the entire lobby. So this time we are going to be waiting for confirmations from every single player to know that they're actually there, and we should be starting off. So with that out of the way, we have reached the segment where you know it's prediction time. So Ascent, Lucifer, Rajasthan versus Punjab. Who do you have your money on?
I have my money on Rajasthan. I think they can bag this. The team lineup, I think, pretty sure Gatak did the auction very well. He made sure that he had good teams because the lineup is really well. Cholo, as a player, also is really well, even though he's an influencer. We have seen him playing really well. So I think even though they have less number of people in their uh, team or lineup, is an opportunity for them to work on less number of players and make sure each player is really well in whichever agent or abilities and how good they gel with each of their teams. So I think Rajasthan might be able to back this first map, because last time when we saw Punjab, it did not work very well. They did do a very good re-strategizing. They did try to fight their chance way back in to get the match point, but it did not work out. So maybe Punjab, even though they'll be starting on the attacker side, Rajasthan, because they will be starting the first match today, there will be a lot of excitement, energy, and they would want to go all guns blazing and get the glory for their team.
I agree. I think that um, I would, because you've said Rajasthan, I am going to go with Punjab. But yes, I have a feeling that it's not going to be an easy game to for Punjab or for Rajasthan for that sake, because I think the score versus Hyderabad was 13-9, if I'm not sure. Yes, it was 39 on Ascent. So
I think so too.
yeah, the small mistakes that were made by Punjab were pretty obvious, where they pushed in too early, or they pushed in too late, or they wasted too much time on rotates. They didn't take enough map control. If those issues are fixed today, we should be seeing a much stronger Punjab, because gunfights was not the problem for them. They were able to take the gunfights just fine when the time came. It's just that sometimes Hyderabad had such a big advantage with time that there was not enough emphasis on the gunfights from the side of Punjab. Sometimes we saw Lord Batura go in and just get absolutely insane with the spray transfer, gets three people out of nowhere. That is not a situation that should be happening. You should be allowed to lose a body or maybe two bodies in a 1v4, but losing three in the matter of one magazine is something that should not be happening. You should not be so unaware, or you should not have so less information about the one last agent standing, that three people get sprayed down and then the last person to get the clutch for you is someone who gets a wall banged headshot. So that is something that should not be happening. But at the same time, you know it's going to be a strong start from Rajasthan, I believe. With MW1 there, you already know that it's going to be a good team from the side of Rajasthan. But if we are talking about Punjab, I think that they have good players. They did not play their best lineup the other day. Hydroflick, especially if he's on that duelist, the IGL role does not suit him. Let him play that controller, because when he was on that controller in Haven, Punjab was unstoppable against the same team that was basically, that was basically taking them down for the two maps before that. So, is that going to be something that's happening again? Let's see whether it happens or not. But yes, keep Hydra Flick on the controller. Let him IGL. That is the best that Punjab, that is one of the best setups that Punjab can have.
Agreed. I mean, Hydra Flick, a duelist and an IGL is two huge things. For them to work together, it needs a lot of efforts, lot of practice, lot of grinding, and the team needs a team cannot be a couple of weeks old or something like that. The team needs to have a lot of practice so that their IGL, even though they're playing a duelist role, the teams can work cohesively and make sure that the round comes in. But at this moment, maybe putting Hydraflick on a duelist role might not be a great thing. Either hand over the IGL to somebody else and Hydraflick plays really well, because as a player, Hydraflick is really well. We have seen him playing really well. But handling four people along with his own gameplay and making sure the round comes in their favor is too many things to handle at a time, and he needs some amount of comfortableness that in his team that should start working out for him. Otherwise it will start getting again difficult for Punjab. But in the first map, Ascent, previously with Hyderabad Nawabs, Hydraflick did play that controller Omen, but I guess his lurks were not proper. His lurks were getting caught out of because it was already expected that was coming in. So maybe Hydraflick, even though he plays a controller, maybe not go for the lurk, or maybe wait it a little bit longer for doing the lurk. Then I'm pretty sure it'll work. As the clock ticks down, the defenders will also start worrying about where will the sudden push come, where will they immediately start taking out our players, will we be able to hold down a side, what should we do. It is also a mindset of the defenders that might start coming in, might start rolling in down, and the luck at that time is really good. And Euphoria, we saw as an Omen played very well in that SN map. So maybe this is something they should work along with the clock. You have time, you have a minute and 30-40 seconds in your favor. So being an attacker or a defender, you should look how close to the clock or how close to the time ticking down to zero is. If you're a defender, if it goes to zero without the spike going down, you're more in a favor. You don't need to have a gun battle there and lose and just die off there. We have seen a lot of teams playing around those. If you've seen in a couple of matches, it did happen when the attackers, there was a 1v1 situation, the plant needed to happen, the defender just baited him out, just irritated him, just ran across his face, just held the crosshair, just did random sprays to prevent that plant, and that did work out. And maybe this is something team Punjab should start doing. Maybe start wasting their times, maybe start wasting the push that comes in, bait out their abilities, maybe put out somebody in the mid area to make sure the are being thrown at him which are not deadly. Like you see Omen's cover, if he uses two dark covers initially, he would have to wait nearly 20 seconds, 20, 20, 30 seconds to get back his another dark cover. So you do not have any smokes to come across. Now the opponent has no dark covers, put across your own dark cover, and now get ready to start flanking. So
That
this is the kind of strategy maybe Punjab needs to start working.
That is true. I mean, there are so many complex strategies that teams come up with, because they try the bait and switch, that they push one side, they smoke both areas, and then the team can't decide whether this is a split push or is this a one-sided rush. So, yes, those things work, but sometimes even the easiest strategies that you see from, silver and gold matchmaking work out. You just bait a Rena flash, that's half the flashes gone. A second Rena flash, that's gone. Now Rena does not have any more flashes. You do the same thing with Phoenix. You bait him to use one or two of his flashes at the same time, and then suddenly they do not have flashes to work with. You can't do the same for Breach and Sky flashes, because A, they have three, and at the same time they also have a lot more, uh, they have a lot
Utility
more
abilities.
utility to deal with. Yes, but the efficiency of a breach and a sky flash is going to be much higher if you count the number of players that actually get flashed and at the end of the day eventually get taken out because of that flash. Breach and sky are going to be some of, and maybe even Omen could be on top of those, because those flashes really really affect you. While for Rena and the Phoenix, they are more of flashes where you can kind of take an entry, but you can't really deny sight cover, or you cannot deny crossfires with those flashes. So if you can get rid of breach and sky flashes, amazing work. But if you can bait out those Rena lures, you can bait out the curveballs, all of that, then I think that, it's really really going to go a long way, because you have 1 minute 45 seconds to work with. And if you count, say, a Phoenix, a Sky, and a Rena on one team as a lineup, you have a total of uh, you have a total of 4 plus 3, so you have a total of 7 flashes. That's an average of 20 seconds per flash. So if you can bait that out per 20 seconds, well, then you can get rid of all the flashes. Then you can have yourself a nice round win for yourself.
Agreed, Dr. Dang. That's what team. There are abilities that the agents have. You either bait their abilities, or you end up getting baited off your abilities. So this is something you should start thinking about. Are they doing this to bait your abilities, or will you do some kind of gameplay, just maybe a jiggle peek, or just jump across and come back, all these things to bait their abilities? This is the kind of gameplay initially, so that you lose your abilities, is what the team will look forward to when it's an equal matchup. Or try to do a complete rush and throw you off your game. And as Dr. Dang said, it is Phoenix and Reina, these people have flashes that will work close range. They also need to be close. Their flashes do not have that wide distance that Breach and Sky have. Sky can use her flash from even the attacker side and send it out to the mid cat or garden area. But Breach can do the nearly same thing. They can be far away and still support their agents, duelist, initiators however they want. Reyna and Phoenix, on the other hand, once they lose this on close range, they start losing their firepower. Duelists are mainly intended for the firepower that they have. So I think they should start looking forward to understanding how close these abilities can be used, how well these abilities can be baited out, what is the efficiency of an agent. As you mentioned, Breach, Sky have three flashes, they are better efficient. They have other abilities also for them: the Trailblazer, the Guiding Light, the Regrowth, to help their team. Coming to Breach, he has the Fault Line, he has his Aftershock. Even though if a flash he does not want to use, he can clear a corner by using his Aftershock or the Fault Line. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to fall in the Fault Line and get distanted or distorted, and their fires will not come properly. So this is the kind of gameplay or the agents that they should start looking out for.
Exactly. And right before we make our way into the game, we have tomorrow's game at 2 p.m. That's going to be Delhi Dragons taking on Bangalore Crushers. It's a chance for Bangalore to get those points back, and for Delhi to maintain themselves, at the spot that they are. They have been a great team, they've had a great start, but they also need to maintain that spot for themselves. Now, coming back to what we will be having in store, it's going to be, as I said, Punjab versus, um again, I always forget the second team's name, but
Punjab versus
versus,
Rajasthan.
yeah, Rajasthan. And that is something that just happens in the heat of the moment. Like, I know that it is Rajasthan, but then when you start to go and say it right, then that's when things become like, oh, is it Rajasthan or is it Delhi? No, I just saw Delhi. Oh, it was Rajasthan. Yes. So yeah, coming back to that, you know we are going to be making our way into the game soon, but well, i really I really think that, actually, you know what? We didn't get chat's prediction. We don't know who
Yeah,
chat is thinking about. So, chat, let us know, whether it's going to be Team Rajasthan taking ascent, or is it going to be Team Punjab taking ascent. But, you know, uh, give us the score prediction that you think is going to be
yeah.
taking this.
The score prediction also, who do you think, and who do you think today, every day, the match MVP, the top five leaderboards are changing very constantly? And who do you think? Because we told you, we gave you the surprise, MW1 is coming online, so maybe he might sweep the scoreboard across. What are your prediction? Put it in the chat. Let us know who can be changing the top 5 MVP leaderboard today with their kills, because Punjab is coming in for the second match. I understand Rajasthan, it's their first map, so it might get difficult for them to get a top place in the leaderboard because people already have crossed the 100 mark. I'm pretty sure if somebody wants to come into the top 5 leaderboard from Rajasthan, they should nearly get 30, 30, 30 kills being minimum for all the three maps, and that is not as easy as it sounds. A lot of other teammates in your team needs to help that single player to get that. So it might be a difficult thing to do it in the first round, but we know, we have seen this matches happening. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is just only inner thoughts. Nothing is just an imagination. It can be done. We have seen crazy matches happening. We are not sure who. Every day we have started predicting one or the other thing, but it was always the other way around going. We thought yesterday Chennai and Kolkata will have a very good match with each other, but all of a sudden Kolkata did want to make their mark back. They did want to get their confidence back. They did want the bonus point in their favor, and they swooped the floor even though they had a minimal internet connectivity issue. So something like this sort can still happen here when Rajasthan and Punjab are facing each other, because for Punjab it's kind of a do or die situation. Otherwise they'll end up sitting bottom in the leaderboard. Already they are in the bottom. They are the last people standing. Rajasthan, who have not there had any matches, they are just at the bottom, or you can just keep them as unaccounted for until they have this matchup of this today. Also, just for tomorrow's matchup, I'm just wondering, because Delhi Dragons at the moment are on top of the leaderboard. They have 4.5 points in their favor. Bengaluru Crushers, however, have had only one match with the other strongest team and one of the favorite teams of India, Hyderabad Nawabs, where initially they were really strong and the matchups were really close that happened. So for tomorrow, it might start getting even interesting, because if Bengaluru Crushers manage to do something there with Delhi, the leaderboard can start shaking, because as of now Delhi Dragons is a strong team in terms of leaderboard and how their gameplay is coming across.
Well, I really don't know whether you know that's going to be happening tomorrow, because Bangalore and Delhi are two really strong teams. I mean, what Delhi? Who am I kidding? Delhi is at the top of the scoreboard right now, and they are the best team in the league so far. And that just goes to show that league systems work very very good when you want to see the consistency of a team, when you want to see how a team performs under high stress circumstances, because it's easy to take a map and qualify yourself to the next round in a tournament, eventually to reach the finals, play a best of 3 or a best of 5, win the trophy, and say, yes, we are the best. But we have the lineups, we have two rosters in this tournament that have basically won every single tournament between them. One is from Bangalore Crushers and one is from Hyderabad, but neither of them are at the top. In fact, Hyderabad is second with no flawless wins for themselves, and Bangalore has played one and they have not won a single one. So, well, that just goes to show that in a league format, you can never predict who's going to be coming out on top, because I thought that Delhi would be a team that is very strong but would stay in the middle of the pack, not have too many flawless games. But the first game, they get a flawless one. Second game, they come and take the win for themselves again. So
That was
it's
also a near flawless round. If Mumbai Aces did not fight so much, I'm pretty sure Delhi had it in their bag.
exactly, that is true. I think that against Kolkata, when Delhi went a flawless on split, I I just did
There
not
was a
expect
shock.
that. I completely did not expect that. And it happened because, well, Delhi just played it so much better. Delhi played it smart, Delhi played it strong, and Delhi knew what they were doing. And well, they got the benefit of it at the end of the day.
True, Dr. Dang. I mean, for teams, this is not a best of three. This is not which map you win or how many maps you win. It is a matter of in a given day, how many matches or maps you get in your favor to get in the leaderboard. So this is something teams need to worry. Even if they've lost initial matches, they can still work on the leaderboard, because it's based on the points that you start winning and based on terms of the matches that you win. So Delhi is at the top of the leaderboard, and other teams who we expected to be top, they're still somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the last. So Any team has its chance in getting their championship title. And talking about that, we are finally into the map Ascent agent selection screen. Now,
W-
the agents coming across, we see Wimp has gone for the Killjoy, Sai has gone for his duelist role, Blackhawk has gone for Astra, and Solo might be a Euro. He's just hovering, but MW1 with the Reyna, as I said, might be a triple duelist setup because they are starting on the attacker side. However, Punjab, for them, it's a defense half that they should look for maybe a dual sentinel to start preventing, and that. And we see VZ already locking in that cipher.
Choose your agent.
But here we have a new face that's coming up, Hastar BTC for the first match with Punjab, who is taking Sage and Death Thrill taking his Sova.
Well, the lineup is perfect from both these teams. The rosters are perfect from both these teams. All that is left is to see how they are going to be playing this out. And I really, really hope that as for Punjab, they have a good game on Ascent, because first map of the day is going to be really important. And if they can make it work for them, well and good. But even if they can't make it work for them, as long as they're able to have a good start on it, I think it should be allowing them to have a smooth sail throughout the rest of the day. Now we have Mamba on your screens. You can look at the player cams. There you go. There is Death Thrill. They are all ready. Starboy is there as well. And well, he's feeling pretty happy. VZ, he has his mask on for some reason. Maybe inside an enclosed area with multiple people. Solo is there. We have Hastar as well. There you go. There is going to be Sai. He has a player right next to him. That's going to be Blackhawk. And well, we can't really see him because well, there you go. That's MW1. Everyone wanted to see him, and you did get to see exactly that. The round is going to get started. That's a smart Sage wall that allows the players to come into, as you can say, technically the site, but it does not give them too much control. As Mamba picks up one kill, that was MW1, but Wimp gets that trade immediately, as he got that trade for his teammate. The shock dart coming in from the side of Punjab is going to make sure that there is some problems that Rajasthan will have to deal with.
I mean, look, the wall was really good. They did think of going for a full B push, but that wall prevented any sort of that. Look at Starboy's position. He might take out Blackhawk here, but no, Blackhawk running so crazy. He spots it out now. He might look for more. Wimp managed. No, that was size kill for to take. Starboy is down already. VZ at the side. Beast is taken down by Wimp. Now the site all of a sudden has gone to team Rajasthan.
Yep.
Oh my god, Rajasthan initially they want this. This is the first map. They want to make sure, and Solo closes one for himself. Sai in the garden area takes one more, and Death Thrill and Hastar have to say goodbye and good night in this pistol round.
Well, that's a good start coming in from the side of Rajasthan. I really did not expect such a strong start, but I guess it's going to be, it's going to be a start that Punjab did not expect, despite getting the first frag, especially onto MW1, the Rena. That's one or two flashes gone straight off the board. With that, they were still able to take that round without losing a single body. So that was very, very good.
I mean, Rajasthan is doing this a fast-paced game. They are making sure the execution comes flawlessly. They do not want to give any time. They are pushing. Look at Sai and Starboy facing off each other. They already have mid control. Pizza is being held. Location trying to be revealed. Sai manages to take one for himself. Sai is going to clear the garden area, but the spray is coming across. MW1 goes down to 39 HP. Look at VZ. He has heard some sound coming. Sai slowly creeping in. Might be able to take Death Thrill out of there and manages to take Death Thrill. VZ will try to catch him off, and VZ puts a bullet on Sai, and Sai goes down. Now Market and B is in their favor, and now slowly look at Wimp's position. Wimp is doing a double backstab going here. MW1 is still holding the pizza strong. Will this be going in the favor? The retake needs to come, but no. Wimp and the backstab managed to shut him down. Solo being the last player from Rajasthan to shut Astar there.
Well, the first two rounds have been very strongly in the favor of Rajasthan, and Punjab, they've not had a chance to show off what they want to do just yet. But at the same time, it's going to be a start coming in from the side of Punjab, because this is their full buy round. This time, they don't have Hydra Flick though. They have Hastar instead. and it's mainly the same squad: VZ, Mamba, Starboy, and Death Thrill, who were there in the last game. So the only change that has come is Hastar coming in for Hydra Flick. So well, that's going to be interesting to see how does the Sage main. We have seen Hastar pull off some great plays with the Sage, and the first wall that we saw in the start of the first round, well, that just
It
really
looked
showed
good.
you that he knows exactly what to do with the Sage. And moving forward, let's see whether Rajasthan is able to keep their advantage for themselves, or is going to be something that Punjab will get to take a dent at.
Look at Rajasthan's confidence that they're walking in. They're making sure that they have a wonderful match and they're not letting any kind of momentum slip away. In the first pistol round, if you saw, as soon as Hastar put off his wall, they did try to do some plays over there, try to do an omen play into the market or something, but they did not work out for them. So they immediately started rotating all of a sudden. And look at how Blackhawk ran across. If Starboy would have taken that kill, he would have managed a one-on-one trade, and again it would have been an equal lineup, but he let a lot of people enter through those trees area into a side from a shot, and it completely even started rolling around as people were getting picked off. Now this is a full buy coming across for both teams, but because it was a near to flawless round for team Rajasthan, they will keep their half of their specters, three people with specters, two people with their vandals, and full shields all across. Only two half shields from Hastar and VZ. But Hastar and VZ are trying to do whatever they can to prevent this push coming in. The team, however, is getting thrown off. The strategy is not completely working out for them. Wimp, you saw a double lurk. Look at Sai. Sai pushed in from trees. Along with him, Wimp from A main came and killed another person. This is what they're not expecting. They're getting thrown off in each and every round. And for them, they should start thinking and wondering if they are losing into these lurks itself rather than the gunfights.
Exactly. I think that for Punjab, there is a fine line between lurking and gunfights, and they really need to find that. As Blackhawk will be getting all those astral stars in exactly the positions that he needs to be. The one is in pizza. That's an interesting one. That could be evidence of a market push coming in from this team. And if that does happen, well, VZ's job is really going to be holding that push. But it looks like Sai has already made his way in. There is VZ in market. He'll get that frag. That's going to be the first blood. MW1 sneaking in. He will spot VZ, dink him, but the Spectre does not kill him. He gets that kill onto MW1. VZ gets a third for himself. Death Thrill is going to be landing a shock tard, I believe, but that is not going to be connecting just yet. A recon to prevent any push coming in, but he will get pinged. Both players will get pinged instead, and that's going to be Death Thrill getting one and Starboy getting the second, and a flawless round for Punjab to start things off.
This was a much needed round. They needed this in their favor. It was their first full buy coming across. However, for Team Rajasthan, it's kind of a bonus match because most of the both pistol round and the second round where it was half buys worked in their favor. They did still have their guns online, so for them it might be another mixed buy or a complete buy coming in across because it was kind of a bonus round for them. But for Punjab, it was a much needed round. And you saw this match did not go in their favor this round is because there was no luck. They did a complete push and they managed to go down to their aim. And we have seen Punjab really good on their aim and they are making sure their aims are crisp. Sai here trying to spray something across, but does get revealed by the owl drone, and his location is being pinged again and again. And Death Thrill managed to see two more players there, gives the gives the gives this information and tries to prevent that mid push coming in here. But Blackhawk has already placed his star. He will pull it. He will make sure if somebody tries to come through, might get. I think he did a gravity well there to take them out. But VZ doing a wide swing managed to get Blackhawk there. Now look at MW1's position and Solo along with him. No, will they be and MW1 managed to go in with his Lear. MW1 has the site. There are two people still in trees garden area. Will they be able to take somebody out? Will they let it out? Solo is still holding mid strong, slowly coming in, but there is Mamba watching shot again. The dark cover comes through. Two people in rafters. MW1 takes one, looks at the head, takes one. Now there's one more he knows, but it'll get a very difficult fight if there's a lot of people coming across. He knows the Sage is still there. Sage managed to take one. Hasta takes one. Sai is down. Wimp takes Hasta down. Mamba takes MW1. Now it's all of a sudden 2v2 situation. Wimp and Solo surviving. Here Mamba and VZ. Mamba managed to go down by Solo. Last people two standing. Wimp with that clean head. I mean, these pixels at this rafter position, a lot of people try to play this advantage, where once they see this head little bit even pop out in terms of pixel, they start spraying, because it's a really good placement of crosshair at that position to get a kill.
That is true. I agree that taking any gunfight from below to above has its own advantages and disadvantages, because the people who are going to be peeking you from above, they will see your entire body, but you will only see their head. At the same time, it's kind of, you know, something that you need to think about twice, because if you are only going to be seeing their head, you only land headshots, and if you only land headshots, well, that's a great thing. Sai is going to be checking that corner. Omen will get pinged thrice from that owl drone, but the wall from Hastar, that's going to prevent any push for Rajasthan just yet.
Rajasthan is playing this really well. They are making sure if there's a wall, they're not trying to destroy the wall and get access, because they know they would have to use a lot of bullets. And once that information goes through, people will start assuming that this attack might come here. But here you look at, they're trying to enter the B side. The ultimate has gone down. Everybody from the site would have to push through, but CT position is still difficult. If somebody tries to hold this, they will try and get their kills. But look at those ultimates getting popped. That nano swarm preventing anything. Solo managed to take one death thrill. His opponent Sova goes down. Now they're holding this mid-market position for any push, because they know for a fact there will be somebody waiting to get that kill in their favor. And with that gravity wheel using so well, MW1 takes one kill, two kills for himself with that vulnerability on. And Wimp closing the round beautifully. Wimp and MW1 playing together there in the mid position near boathouse was amazing.
That is true. That is going to really show you that Rajasthan is off to a strong start, and well, they do have really, really strong players with them. I mean, not to say that Punjab does not, but it is really pretty evident that in the start of Ascent attack, it has been Rajasthan very, very, very strong right now. So Punjab, they are going to be forced onto an eco. The Omen flash comes in. It looks like they are trying to play this a little aggressive, but they are not going to be getting anything just yet. But Wimp is going to get taken out. That's an important frag. Wimp, the killjoy, means no swarm grenades, no alarm bots, and no killjoy turret for them. But MW1, he sneaked his way up, is going to spot Husser, but the classic is going to be what takes down MW1. Solo does get that trade, but they have side control now. But surprisingly, in the eco round, they do not have the man advantage. Now Sai sneaking his way onto heaven is going to make sure that the drone will catch someone off guard. Yes, it will. It will be Mamba, but Starboy with a headshot on the Sai is going to completely annihilate him, as two players are going to be peeking. Blackhawk gets one. The recon dart will ping the last two remaining players, but it's all down to the Sova. He's going to get pinged with the Cypher Camp. Solo, he will get one. Will he get a second? No, he will not. A thrifty round coming in from the side of Punjab.
That was too close. I mean, Solo played it really well around the generator. He tried to go for the pick, but Sheriff, it proved strong. If you manage to get that ding or the headshot immediately across to your opponent, you have better chance, even though there's a rifle. Because once you start trying to spray with a rifle, it's like you might send out 5 bullets, out of which 2 or 1 bullet can connect. So this is like a rifle against a pistol. Pistol has a better chance, but rifle can prove strong if the first bullet itself connects with the opponent.
I mean, the rifles are going to be really strong in close quarter combats, because the fire rate really helps you out. It's not just about hitting that headshot. Sometimes the damage per second that you can deal with the rifle is going to be something that gives you a stronger position to be in. But it's really a two-sided affair. Sometimes you hit your shots with your pistols, sometimes you hit them with your rifles. That was just a very, very good showing up from the side of Punjab to take that thrifty round for themselves.
Agreed. I mean, look at Blackhawk, how good he's playing with this Astra. We are seeing Astra A very good gameplay coming from an agent. Astra Blackhawk is playing very well, placing his stars really well. MW1 spots one, sprays exchange, but nobody goes down. Mamba takes Blackhawk there. They've lost all their stars in smoke, but with that ult, MW1 takes one. Hastad immediately takes down MW1, but Sai, with that cheeky angle, close range, takes one for himself. It is a 3v3 situation. The spike has still not gone down. Sai has already pushed into the defender spawn. In the meantime, Wimp takes two. Oh my god, Wim takes two in B, and the last man standing, his location is revealed. I mean, it's Mamba. Mamba, will he be able to take out Sai? Sai is not letting him come there. He would have to go for a save. Otherwise, this round, again, if the rifle is lost, it's another eco coming in for Team Punjab. So, Punjab, either save a rifle or go down again. A 3k coming for Wimp.
Well, that's a good start for him. Like last round, he got taken off early, but this time it looks like he will be allowed to play, or rather, be allowed to take a 3k for himself. And well, he is clearly happy about it. He would not be too pleased about the fact that he got deagled, or rather sheriffed, the last round. But this time, yep, he had a good start for himself, and he did get a good round as well. Now, again, a similar B main setup coming in from Wimp again. I'm not sure whether we will be seeing an aggressive play coming out, but no, looks like he is going to be dropping that KJ turret just to make sure that there is no push out like that. A Starboy, he will take a bullet's damage from tiles, I believe, but he still has his ult to work with, as VZ is going to pick up Wimp. That's again a big frag, as MW1 will surprisingly not get taken out. A Starboy picked up one for himself, but he's out of his Stormblade. Solo picks up Hastar. That's going to be a shock dart kill. Well, those are always satisfying, aren't they?
Yes, always. I mean, shock darts, those lineups coming in across this, that's really beautiful to watch now. This situation where it's a 3-4, it's really still will work out in the favor of Team Rajasthan if they play this really well, because we have seen their momentum is too fast and they still have two duelists online, even though they've lost their smoke and killjoy to hold down the site after post plant, but firepower is still there. I think there is still a layer available with MW1, but look at this information trying to send across. They're reading this well. Information of Sai is revealed. Sai would have to back out. MW1 comes in his place to take one for himself. There is VZ getting revealed, but will this kill go down? VZ managed to spray and take two people. Death thrill supporting him there. Managed to close the round with Solo going down, and this round going in favor of Punjab. A very well round and a much needed round to get back in groove, because all the previous rounds team I'm sorry team Rajasthan is doing very fast executions, and they are going down to these fast executions. Punjab needs to get it back to their momentum.
That is exactly what I was saying. And well, there you go. It looks like Wimp will not be having enough to get himself a weapon. He'll be settling for that full shield and a Spectre that he picks up as a drop as the recon comes in. The Cypher Cam will get spotted out by MW1. He gets rid of that. And well, you can say that Punjab is kind of the kings of taking thrifty rounds, but as a lockdown will get imposed, it looks like it's time for Solo to start things off. He's going to start off with VZ off the board. The Jet has already made her way into sight, and this is exactly the fast execute that we were talking about. Blackhawk already going in for that plant, a 5v4 retake. Hastar is going to make that a 5v5. There is a swarm grenade right in front of the player. MW1 gets paranoid, but he is not going to be taken out just yet. But now he will, as Mamba knows to check that corner. He gets raided out by Solo. It looks like this is going to be a complete brawl at the A side, or rather the B side, for retake. Slow orbs, cloud bursts, everything's coming out. Solo with headshots. He is completely feeling himself. Sai gets another one. It's all down to VZ as he gets sprayed down by Blackhawk. And well, what a fast round coming in from the side of team Rajasthan.
Rajasthan. I mean, Rajasthan, they are playing it really well. They are making sure, Punjab, once they get the read of what kind of a momentum is coming in from team Rajasthan, they immediately try to manage it and get the round in their favor. And that's the reason they have got 3 rounds in their favor and managed to close it. But here, Rajasthan, telling them, no, 3 rounds, yes, we did our mistakes, we will not let you walk away with more kills or more rounds. Look at this, how well these Astras are being placed, and look, Hastar was about to get killed if the wall wasn't coming through, but look at Sai, he pushes up, managed to get that ult from Astra is popped. The wall has been put up. Now people, it'll be really difficult to hear whether there is somebody planting or spray coming across, but look at MWR, he is pushing into such a good position, he will surely take this on. He's looking for that aim trigger discipline. Solo manages to take one for himself. Death Thrill spraying across. MW1 slowly creeping to get Death Thrill away. Death Thrill managed to go down by MW1, but VZ doing the better luck. He takes one for himself. Sai managed to take Starboy there, the last man surviving. VZ, can he do any kind of execution here? Vim's location is revealed, but Sai immediately comes across and trades it out and closes the round.
Well, there you go. It looks like Rajasthan, they are definitely ready for ascent. And as for Punjab, it's going to take some time for them because, you know, at least as far as we have seen from Punjab just now, it's their Cypher who has been fragging out. It's VZ. They haven't let Starboy pick up too many kills. They're only playing one duelist, which is surprising. They're playing two sentinels, and their defense is not working out. Not sure how Punjab anticipated for this setup to happen, but it's clearly not paid dividends the way that they thought it would, as Sai would be picking up a kill onto the Omen. That's going to mean no dark covers for the defensive side, and that's a huge pick.
The covers going down, and Black Hawk in terms of a controller is playing such a prominent role. He is making sure his team have the advantage with those gravity wells, Nova Pulse, Nebulas. Look at MW1, he has managed to take one. He's again will try to take out Drethil and will close him down, will prevent any kind of a shock dart or recon. Information is now denied. VZ being the sentinel, he does not have a good rifle to work with, but Spectre in a long range, if these people try to hunt him down, he might be able to get some kill. But Blackhawk is playing very fast, but managed to go down. As I said, Spectre is too powerful as a weapon, and if somebody comes in close range, it is very difficult to just defend yourself with that spray, because compared to the other rifles in the round, rifles across the board, Spectre has a better spray that you can transfer to your opponent. So taking the best advantage, VZ there managed to take that out of Blackhawk, and but MW1 being surviving there managed to trade his team and get the round in their favor. VZ would also have to go down.
Well, you know, it is feeling like that, you know, will we be seeing a really change in the momentum once the split comes in? Not sure, because the way that Rajasthan is just going absolutely bonkers with the speed that they're pushing at, I feel that we might not have a momentum shift. But then again, you can't really predict these kind of things. Sometimes the pistol round just happens to go in the favor of the team that is losing, and after that the bonus round and the full buy, and then another round and then another round, and suddenly it looks like you're back at level terms with each other.
Yep, it is true. And Wimp here, as we talk, takes Hastar down. They have lost one of their sentinels now. Now Hastar still making all kind of plays possible here. They did try to do a execute, but they spotted the camera out. They thought once the sentinel in B goes down, I think we can have a chance, better chance, where the slow orbs are denied, the healing is denied, and they can get the site for themselves. But Mamba placing himself really inside the site is something difficult. But Black Hawk already has his star. Even though if there's somebody inside that courthouse backside, he should be able to close that out. But as we talk, Mamba takes one, Starboy takes two, Death Thrill taking two more for this round and manages to close in their favor. This was a bad read. I guess Wim called it, or somebody else called it out, that one kill. As it went out, all the teams, all the defenders started rotating towards the B side to make sure B side would not be going in team Rajasthan's favor.
Well, Rajasthan is on a roll right now. Like, there is no other way to put it. It's just, it's tough for Punjab, but you know, 4 rounds, if they can take the pistol and the bonus and maybe be able to take the full buy round, I think we could be seeing a shift. And with them shifting over to attack, it's going to be definitely difficult, because not only do you have to face an Astra but also a Killjoy. it is going to be difficult. But then, oh, there you go. Well, Blackhawk just answered my question immediately. Two tapping, um, you know, the jet and being like, all right, you know what, just have a seat and let me show you how the boss does it. Well, then that's technically Phoenix's line, but still, there you go. It's going to be 3 for Sai as Death Thrill is finally going to get that trade, but it's going to be Blackhawk and Sai all the way because they finish off the round without any problems. And Sai is clearly having a lot of fun. Yeah, he's like, hey, I got 1, 2, 3, let's go. Didn't get the fourth one though.
Yeah, I am pretty sure he's like, I shouldn't have gone for the reload, man. I had it in my hand. One bullet again, they would have gone down. Now, you see, as I told you, these initial rounds for Team Rajasthan played prominent. The two duelist role that was really well strategized. They did want these picks. They did want the first half in their favor because they were in the attacking side. Now, getting this pistol round also in their favor is an advantage. Now, again, I'm pretty sure Sai will look forward to buying himself an operator here. His location will be revealed by the Owl drone and also the recon bolt. He manages to take 2 kills even though he gets pinged across the map. But Deathrill still surviving, takes some damage by jumping across. But Sai still pushing. He does want to take Deathrill down. But there's one person already in B main. Wimp and VZ are trying to face off each other, but slowly Sai creeping in, takes one more for himself. MW1 takes one for himself. Sai, will he take a 4K or Hastar? Who will Hastar be able to go down to, or will Hastar be able to get a good classic right click to somebody's head or a couple of heads?
No. Solo is still going to be getting that kill. I thought he was trying to shock that Hastar, but turns out that was just a recon. But oh, that
I think Solo did that to just scare Hastar off that position.
yeah, I'm guessing yes, that's pretty possible because Solo is the kind of player to have some fun, and with him sneaking up like that, I really think that yes, that is exactly what was happening. He either wanted to scare him. Oh no, actually, he did spot him, and then he had the bow and arrow in his hand and turned around to actually kind of shoot him with the bow and arrow, if you get what I mean. But as Sai has picked up the op, this is going to be interesting. He is going to be, ringing out one shot, will get pinged by the recon coming in from the Owl drone. But it looks like right now, it seems to be a catwalk push coming in. But Sai, he's holding this angle. This could be dangerous. This could be very, very dangerous for anyone who peeks. As two players are going to be peeking, he'll miss another shot, not connecting through the smoke. But MW1, he's not going to. He's going to get 2. Sai got 1 for himself. One player gets pinged. That's going to make matters very, very bad for him because the Leer comes in. He's going to be completely blind. He tries to get the shock dart off, but it's all down to VZ now. And I don't know about you, but Spike down, 50 seconds, 1v5. Things are looking bad.
Blackhawk with his I don't know, I'm seeing this really weird playstyle by Blackhawk. He's completely running all across the map. He does not care. He is making sure his aim is also crisp at the moment, and he's running away. Now Weezy, having no place to go, gets slowly boxed down, but managed to take 2 kills for himself, takes a third, and the last man surviving. It's already a 1v1 situation. Weezy, will he get an ace for himself? He has 22 seconds on the clock. He can make this work out. Weezy 6 HP. What? All of a sudden a throw? Oh my god. What?
10 seconds
Okay.
left.
We cannot count anybody out in this tournament, and we are seeing this very well. I think this op will come online for Team Punjab, and I think that's all that Punjab will have in this round. Okay.
That was just okay round, like okay VZ. And at the same time okay Punjab as well, because why throw a 5v1 like that? Had there been even 10 or even 12 more seconds, VZ could have clutched that. And
If Wimp would have pushed even a little bit closer, I'm pretty sure VZ had that angle ready
it didn't
to
even
do a
have
flick.
to it didn't even have to be that Wimp pushed up. It just
Yeah.
had to be that there was the op in the hands of VZ. All he had to do was land one shot, and that would have been it. He wouldn't have had to go and get the spike down because he would have killed the last player.
Mm.
And why why would you do that? An MW1 playing inside the smoke is going to get 2. Wimp gets 1. MW1 gets 3. He's going to get another one for himself. Yes, he will. That's 4. And that's going to be match point for the side of Rajasthan. And well, there you go. That is the reason that you are going to be worth 6,20,000 Sky Creds, because you are that kind of a player.
Yep. MW1 is playing so strong, so aggressive. He is playing the much needed role here as the duelist, and him coming across to start off this first matchup for Rajasthan is something huge, and they are making sure that it counts. And MW1, just because somebody spent C lakh 20,000, it does not mean that he is like really well, and we know he is really well, and that money spent by Gatak in the auction was much needed. There are a lot of other players, but MW1 standing tall for that 6,20,000 is really good. He is making sure he's not let his team, his owner, down at any point of this matchup. And look at him, ult popped up, takes 1 kill for himself. He is going crazy as this Rena.
Well, that is true. Sai is going to be picking up 1 for himself. Deathrill does get MW1. Wimp gets 1 for himself. Mamba gets Sai. This is just trades all around. Rajasthan still having the advantage. VZ is going to pick one up with the op. He's going to take out Blackhawk. No more smokes. Mamba going in for that plant. Solo with the recon dart. Wimp coming in from CT. The spike will get planted. VZ misses a shot. He'll pay for that. Solo gets that kill. He's looking to pick that op up, but looks like they'll be trying to go in for the clutch before they can get the op for themselves. Mamba spots one. He'll get him, but his own dark cover might just play around him. Yes, it will, because Solo sneaks up through it and gets that kill for himself. And that's unfortunate for Punjab. They are going to get taken out, and that will be it. Rajasthan getting that clutch in is going to make sure that, well, there you go. Solo's just having a little fun before they end the round for themselves.
Solo is just having a little fun saying, this was too fast. I think he's just checking with his teams. Do you want me not to defuse the spike? Do you want us to play another matchup? Do you want to go for another round? But teams as a team, they should understand, easy as they start closing up these matches, it will start getting really well for them, because on the leaders board they can start going on top, because the match difference does count along with your points. The first map closing it really strong. What a wonderful performance by Rajasthan in this opening day for them. Even though day 5, a wonderful performance game coming across, a strong performance, making sure that they were one of the much awaited teams for this tournament. They were the runner-ups in the first league that happened, League 2020, and for them to come across with a huge opening for the day 1 map is really amazing.
Well, that's Rajasthan for you, and that is definitely going to be really, really great for their that's going to be really, really great for their morale. First map in, they've already picked that 13-4, and for Punjab things are looking grim. But well, chat is really forcing me to do something. Well, dal bhati churma Rajasthani surma, I guess that's what they want me to say. And well, there you go, chat. You can have your fun with that, and I'm not signing any more petitions with you guys. All right. But yes, speaking about Rajasthan, it's going to be a very, very strong start for them. And it's really, really interesting to have a team come in for the first game and do this. And what can we say? It's just so amazing to see that Rajasthan first game in, already off to a flying start. Sai 21-9. VZ though, you really have to give it up for him, because
Yes.
he's the only person on his team to have double digits in the kill count, not on the death count. And well, with 3 first bloods for a Cypher, that's a very big thing. He's got a diffuse off as well, but really VZ making sure that his team had a fighting chance. But at the end of the day, a fighting chance is not going to get you points. And well, there you go.
Agreed. I mean, Dr. Dang, what? Look at the duelist. They picked one duelist, as I told you, because they're starting off as defend. They will look forward to maybe looking for dual sentinel, try to work it out in their favor, but it did not work in that way. So I am wondering if they will change the strategy, because now they are going into attack, and Heaven is a huge map. For Team Rajasthan, they did really well in this first map. They did make sure they had two duelists, because they went in as attacker. They made sure they got the initial rounds in their favor. 8-4 to close off the first half is really well, and it's a really well 8-4 point difference, 4 points in their differential is something Rajasthan would be very comfortable with. And then going on to the pistol round, if it does not work the first two rounds, they would be really comfortable because their firepower is really well. But a one-on-one duel, we saw VZ how well he turned up, how well he got that 4K, and I'm pretty sure it was just like might a milliseconds miss. If Wimp did not manage to run away there, VZ would have turned and immediately got Wimp down, and it would have been an ace and also a round in the favor of Team Punjab. Punjab has these skills. Punjab has their aim duels really well, but Punjab is losing out on how to counteract the abilities. Astra here, Blackhawk, I think he was the one who threw as an agent, threw them off guard, threw them out of their strategy, because those once you the nebula stars comes across, either a nebula comes across, you're okay, you will sit in the dark cover of the opponent, or if the nova pulse, or if the gravity well comes across, I'm pretty sure you would not want to be there. So it's a very difficult call for the opponent to take. What can happen here, because Astra can do anything with those stars. It's not like that star is meant for a nebula, it's meant for a gravity well. And Blackhawk played that really well to get those advantages in the attacking half, and as well as the defending half. But defending half was close so soon, 4 rounds, 5 rounds continuously, that the performance of Astra, I would have wanted to see more performance of Astra, because this is the first time really well Astra gameplay has been seen. We saw in the day one where Euphoria picked Astra, not so great, did not work in his favor, but Blackhawk is showing up huge on Astra, and we are looking forward to more such agents coming online.
Well, I really think that Astra can be one of the most strongest agents that, it can be one of the strongest agents that we will be seeing for a while, because till now Omen has been the meta. He has been the most effective tactic that has been available for teams to have, either have a flash and a smoke, or to have, an extra ability which is the TP and a smoke. Brim kind of fulfilled that role till the point teams had fast executes going in. Brim had that presence in the game. But once people realized that, oh, his Molly, it's great for lineups, but then you can just easily bring a Sova. And a Sova lineup does a lot more than a Brim lineup does, because with Brim, the only lineup is going to be for a post plant Molly. But with Sova, it can be for a recon and then a Molly. It could be for a recon and then someone else pushing in. So Sova's a lot more, as you can say, considerably a better agent for a post plant situation than a Brim. But then Brim had the combat stims. People thought that, oh, great, we can, lay down suppressive fire. But then people realized that after a point of time, things don't really matter that much. So why not? And you know if that is really going to be what Astra is going to be bringing to the table, with gravity wells, with concussions, with multiple smokes, being able to switch up the stars mid game, a wall that divides with no bullets or sound passing, I think we should be seeing Omen have some severe competition. Now, though, yes, there is one thing that you need to remember about Astra. It's that she's only powerful when you play her with a coordinated team. She's not very powerful on her own. She has the same weaknesses that Viper has. Viper has the same strengths that Astra has, as you can change your attack suddenly or you can change your defense suddenly, but you need your team to play it with you.
Yes, Astra is a very prominent agent, and I like sometimes playing Astra. I mean, I actually want to play a lot of Astra myself, but for me, a controller, I've just figured out Omen. So for me to switch all of a sudden to Astra is difficult, but for teams to start doing it, it will surely throw the opponent out of the game. We saw in the strategies a lot of teams still looking into the agents that was there a couple of tournaments back, because they have very well worked with their abilities. They have understood how they can use what kind of flanks, what kind of smart plays, 1000 IQ plays that they can make out of these agents. But these new agents, people are still exploring. There is so much opportunities available, so I look forward to most of, I think that is one of the reasons where here Punjab fell short. An Astra coming online, putting those gravity wells, putting that Nova Pulse and those smokes, maybe caught them out of guard, and I think that's where Punjab fell short. So I'm looking forward to Rajasthan maybe capitalizing more on bringing another agent in Heaven. We have seen Heaven sometimes with an Euro. So maybe they bring an Euro online here, because at this point they are going to start off as defense in Heaven. But we can still say, I mean, it is a defense oriented, I mean, sorry, an attack oriented map, because of the three sides being available, and it is so open that people would have to watch out for the attack or the defense. We have seen a lot of people who have started off on attack failing to capitalize, just because this map is already known that it's a bit attack favored map. So what the defenders were starting to do is start capitalizing that, and start when there's an attacker, they will try to push from a single side, because if a five-man rush comes to a side where there's only one or two people, it'll get really difficult to defend, and the people at C would have to rotate all the way back. But by the time they come to A, it'll get difficult to do a retake, because two people would have gone to, it might be a 3v5 situation there, a save might be called out. So I think it can still work out in the favor of Team Punjab if they play their attacking strategy well, because they have chosen this map. They would have to look for getting more duelists, I suppose, because previously that worked out in the favor of Rajasthan. Here in Heaven, it can still work out, but they have to also think, if the first half does not go really well, they make it a 6-6 situation, then it'll get difficult if they have more duelists and and only a single sentinel and then an initiator or controller. So they should strategize on how they can counteract the opponent based on the position they're starting off with and the agents they might be picking. Dr. Dang, what do you think Punjab should start working on here?
I think that for Punjab, things are going to be a mixed bag of feelings, because Ascent, there is no other way to put it. They got absolutely thrashed. They were able to pick some rounds, but you know, they got absolutely thrashed. No there was nothing that they were able to figure out. Neither was Starboy able to pick up frags, except VZ. There was really nothing that the players of Punjab had going for them. And Rajasthan, on the other hand, they had exactly figured out their game plan. They knew what they were going to do from round one. They knew that they had to finish it off in the 15th, 18th round whenever they decided to do it. And that is exactly when things did, go in that is exactly how things went. They were just so well prepared that um, there was nothing that Punjab had to uh, go off to. So I really feel that going into Haven, at least if they can get back to their old form that they had against Hyderabad and try to play it that way, maybe it can be something that they can salvage. But with Ascent gone, Haven coming up, unless um, unless Rajasthan messes up real bad on Haven and Icebox, I think that Rajasthan should have the bonus points open for them at least to take uh, when we head over to Icebox.
Agreed, Dr. Dang. I mean, the performance that they showed in Ascent, a 12, a 13-4 difference is huge. We expected this to happen from Rajasthan, because we were thinking, because they were doing a lot of grinding. TSM said, made sure, because last time, I'm pretty sure the runner-up who is there in the previous tournament will be so short of that champions title. He would, the team, the person, the owner, everybody would feel like we were just one step closer to that title. And for them to get back to that groove, they would not want to miss a chance in this league 2021. So they will do all their best, and I think that's what is coming. They have that intention to back the champions title this time, and this being a different format, they would want to scoop up as many as points in their favor. So Rajasthan coming in hot, coming in blazing, is something Punjab needs to shut them down. Because we've seen yesterday also, we spoke about this. When Kolkata and Chennai started playing, Kolkata had their own momentum that they were passing on to Chennai, and Chennai was reciprocating to those momentums and those actions coming from Kolkata, because of which they started falling short and lost the flawless victory, and I mean, gave away the flawless victory to Kolkata. The same thing is happening here with Punjab. You see, it's very fast. Rajasthan is counteracting very fast. They are not letting the attack come to the side, or they're not letting, even when they were attacking, to the defense coming across and pushing them back. They are making sure they are the one pushing the defense back, or they are making sure the attack is getting pushed back. So Rajasthan is making sure the momentum is too fast for somebody to handle, but Punjab can pretty sure play slowly across. They had a Sage, they had a Cypher, the trap wires, the cages. Those, when somebody steps into the Cypher's cage, that sound that keeps happening would irritate somebody and throw them off their game. But once that sound comes across for the opponent, they know there's somebody in the cage. The spray can immediately happen, and some damage, even though not a kill, some amount of spray can be sent across and damage can be dealt. So they had the agents in their favor, but the execution momentum that Rajasthan brought in the first map was super fast. Even I was like, what kind of an execution is happening? Because you saw in the first pistol round itself, once they started off, the wall came across from Hastar, that prevented them to get into the B. Immediately as there was one man down, they rotated completely to A. If Starboy would have prevented uh, their momentum would have shut down. If they would have got that fast execution shut down one person, it would have gone in the advantage of Punjab. But Punjab waited for more people. That kind of a trigger discipline will not work out, because more people coming across, they will surely know garden will be an area where the defenders will come across and wait until the spike goes down, so somebody will come and take you out. Punjab, this kind of a trigger discipline might not work out, but in an unexpected place, maybe if you were in trees, maybe in that high cat position outside the entrance of trees, and somebody did not see you, that is the kind of trigger discipline you should have. At that time, I'm pretty sure a 3K, 2K, 4K would have been possible, because one guy missing to check that position, all the people would do it. They're like, one person went through easily. I think pretty sure we all can do that. So maybe Punjab, start looking out to this. Start trying to figure out a way to shut down the momentum from Rajasthan.
That is true. I think that what really helped Rajasthan keep their momentum on ascent was the fact that they were allowed to do what they wanted to do. It was more of a reactive defense from the side of Punjab than a more proactive one. And I think that at least on ascent, you cannot have a reactive defense because you only have two sides. You need to hold them well, and you can figure out where the push will eventually come from. Will it be a solely a main or a B main push? Will it be a mid to market or a mid to tree? Or will they push all the way into a site, cut off CT, and then play for the spike? So that's something that you will have to figure out for yourself. But on Haven, you can have that reactive defense. If that reactive defense does work for you on um, on Haven, then go ahead and do it. But if you can't, then you need to really make sure that you spend some time figuring out how you want to do it, because it will really be you know it'll really be a very interesting scene if you are not able to pick it up right now, because first game in and Rajasthan already picking up bonus points, things will look very bad for Punjab with two losses. But here we have the lineup again. It's going to be Hastar, Starboy, Death Thrill, Wheezy, and Mamba. Mamba is going to be going for that Rena, Death Thrill for that Sova, Hastar is locked into that Sentinel, the KJ. It's going to be Sai on the Jet and MW1 on the Rena. Well, are they going in for a 4 duelist play, Rajasthan? No, not sure.
They're playing around with this. We as casters, we would want to see this kind of a gameplay, because some teams work out really well like this. I mean, all guns are blazing, because Rajasthan previously it worked out.
Choose your
So much
agent.
guns were across, sprays coming across, kills going all out of board, worked out. But here, Hasar picking the Killjoy, Starboy picking that Astra, Deathrill with the SOA as previously, VZ might pick that uh, race, and Mamba is going for the Reina. Here, Solo picks up his race, Wimp with the Sova, and Sai with the Jet, and Omen and Blackhawk going for the Omen, and MW1 with the Reina. They have a triple duelist setup, even though they're defending, because I think what they're packing in their bag is they want to make sure to get an advantage in the defender side while pushing out from a specific site while they get some information. So I think this can work out in their favor, but yet to call. And as you were saying, Dr. Dang,
Yep.
uh, the defense mechanism what people should have is either a reactive or already proactive.
Yep.
Here, what reactive defense they were trying to do is they were sitting inside the site and trying to fight inside the site and getting killed down there.
Yep.
Maybe reactive approach where they should have gone back and then try to do a complete retake, because we saw in most of the plans that came across for team Rajasthan, there was not a complete retake happening. They were man down.
That is true. Every single retake that was on board for Punjab was with a man down because they would lose someone inside side. Well, now looks like this is going to be a full A side execute, but Blackhawk starting things off. Mamba is already taken out. He's going to TP on top of the boxes, drop a dark cover, spot one more. Weezy will get absolutely deleted as it's going to be another teleport coming in. And what Blackhawk, what kind of a start is this? Just randomly taking out people through smokes at long range with a ghost. Can you stop, please? Thank you. As the rotate will now be forced by Punjab. I don't know where they're going to be going.
I all of a sudden in this first matchup that Rajasthan had,
Enemy
I have a
remaining.
new favorite. But
Spike
look at
down
Solo with
mid.
his right click proving prominent, and Wimp, the last man, taking the mid guy, and down goes Punjab immediately. As we said, they are trying to make sure any kind of place coming in. See, this is a proactive approach that Team Rajasthan is showing. They are ready for your attacking that is coming. They are ready with their aim. They're making sure that they kills. But Punjab is looking for those aggressive push and not counteracting on it. Now, once Blackhawk took somebody, they should have understood there is somebody inside. Try to get the information where that guy rotated back to. And this is not happening from Punjab. Punjab, you have a Sova. Get information, please.
Well, starting off on a slow, flawless round, and then MW1 starting off is going to get one but gets taken out. Sai gets that trade on the Killjoy, though the Astra is still alive. She's going to get one, and Deathrill, what? He shock darts
One enemy
himself.
remaining.
VZ gets Sai, Wimp gets Starboy, and it's all down to the Raze. She's stuck in a corner. VZ is not going to be having a good time, but he's going to get Wimp to really low HP and Wimp to finish it off. But Deathrill, I am not sure what you were doing.
Deathrill, we asked you to get information for your team, not use the shotgun to kill yourself. Sorry if that came out wrong, but I hope this might be those simple, like he was about to do a jiggle peek and throw out his shock dart, and that hit off a wall while it was just going out through that jiggle. Unfortunate, but hopefully it does not happen again.
Well, yes, that's true, and that's an interesting. Uh, I might just be because I'm kind of dumb, but that's one of the best satchel boosts that I've seen. Solo with that, he's going to drop a nade for better, for better use in case someone is trying to push that. But it looks like MW1 got taken out by Mamba. That was a good frag coming in from the Rena, but both Renas, or rather the Astra and the Rena, are going to get taken out. Sai is going to get dinked once, but still holding that angle. Well, he is really, really certain that someone was going to peek, but I guess his head was showing up first.
In there, Sova also, Wimp throwing out his shock dart. He knew there's somebody still there. He throws it across, but look at Solo. He's creeping into this window position, takes one, but Mamba immediately trades him out. It's all of a sudden with 3v3 situation where Sai is low on HP and the opponent Killjoy is also low on HP. but this again looks to be a C execute that is coming across. It is a good call. C is shown a lot of prominence for teams to get down the spike, but look, they're trying. They might walk into Vim's. Good call. They might have
30
walked into
seconds
Vim's
left.
crosshair. They go directly into the side. Now, I think a comfortable retake might
Spike
come across.
planted.
Wimp will try to get the initial location of all the three players. If he gets it, his team will be safe and they will try to do a full execution. But as of now, no information is really revealed, and therefore they would have to look for people and then start getting those kills. Hastar looking at the close angle for Garage. Wim gets spotted out. Paranoia comes across to his own teammate, but Hastar with this position, such a good
Player
position, managed to
standing.
Oh,
take two people down. Last man standing, Blackhawk takes one for himself. He will go for that sneaky defuse, I presume, but there's shock darts, I guess, available with Death Thrill. If he does manage to, no, there's no shock dart, but the spray does come across and manage to take Blackhawk here.
well,
Dr. Dang, I have a new favorite all of a sudden, even though there are some players that I have my favorite. I think for me, Blackhawk is some guy that I think I have my preference all of a sudden. He is playing so really well and he is playing at a fast pace.
that is true. I think that Blackhawk is definitely a player that, so far not a lot of people have known about, but coming in now, it looks like he really knows what's up. As Punjab pick up their first round, it's going to be really, really important for them to make sure that they can get at least one more. It's going to be a save coming in from the side of Rajasthan. The sheriff in the hands of. Oh, Sai has done a lot of damage. The paranoia comes in. The TP by Blackhawk is going to make sure that no one knows exactly where he is. But MW1 gets taken out by Starboy. Sai gets Death Thrill. Starboy gets Blackhawk as well. Sai stuck in A shot. He'll still get that kill. He'll get two. Make that three for him in the round before Mamba comes in to finish him off. But Mamba, he's running off with his life. He's going to go in for that full rotate. And, well, what did Sai just do in A shot? Oh my god.
His location was revealed. People did not manage to take him down, and he proved strong. With that sheriff, we have told headshots connecting. Even though the initial headshots did not connect on Hastar, he made sure he
Spike
got
planted.
Hastar later on point of time, which got them a 3K. Now the Reina has taken her ultimate. They will be looking for some guns over here that have fallen across and then try to do a retake. I know it's Reina only online, but Reina is online with the Empress, and Reina is holding a very good position towards CT. And this is read perfectly. Reina can get those two kills immediately.
Enemy
Will he
remaining.
manage? Yes, Mamba takes one down. Last man standing. Will Wim be able to do anything? No. That Empress is proving strong. Takes two and making this an equal point for Team Punjab. A 2-2 much needed, especially them being the attackers. This was much needed for them because things will start getting difficult once the second half comes into play if they don't have a good score for them.
Well, I really think that you know it seems that Rajasthan has that problem of maybe over peaking a little things, because having the raise to push in while the Sova is, going in for a recon at the same time
You are divided.
is a little questionable, because if you know that the Empress has been popped, you know that the second she picks up a kill, she can go in for that dismiss. But it looks like vulnerable is exactly what Blackhawk is going to be right now, but he will still be able to survive long enough to play inside smoke. He does get one for himself, gets traded out. Hustar gets one, Blackhawk gets one more, gets taken out by Death Thrill. That's going to be strong. Wheezy with another one. Hustar is going in for the plant, and Sai, the lone man standing, is going to be on a backstab from the flank. He needs to wait till the lockdown ends before he can finally make a start towards, getting a retake for himself.
He has his ultimate. If he can play this really well, he can make use of his ultimate and get those kills. But that owl drought revealing his position, it does get difficult. VZ also pops his ultimate. Punjab do not want to give any round. They've already used three ultimates to get the spike down, the cosmic divide, the showstopper, and along with that killjays lockdown, three huge ultimates. Now Sai will be managed to go down to that spray. VZ proving strong, does manage to just spray across with that cloud burst, preventing any sight. But Sai has to go down. He's the last man surviving. If this three ultimates did not work in their favor, it would have been a very bad situation. For somebody to use three ultimates to just get that point, you know how desperate Punjab are at this moment.
Exactly. I think that um, for Punjab, this getting this split in their favor is going to be something that they really need to focus on. Now, Weezy, he'll be dropping that boom bot in, and Shock Dart will get placed as well right at garage door. Solo is going to be really low on HP, possibly from those wall bangs or maybe even from that Shock Dart. But MW1 with the Spectre in close range, he's going to be right in the corner, and there you go. It's going to be Mamba getting taken out, not checking the corners. Sai on the backstab with the Blaze Storm. He's going to spot the KJ. He'll get that head very, very easily. He'll spot a second head. He'll spot a third head. But the third one is going to be Starboy, who gets him. But MW1 with the 3K is going to get the round for his team. And well, there you go. It's going to be the most expensive player in the league.
MW1 is making sure that his team gets this. Sai and MW1 are working really well as duelists for Rajasthan and making sure they get these kills. You see, here Sai did get 2 kills. He spotted Starboy out there. The call was already given that Starboy is here, and they made sure Starboy is shut down at this moment. If they did not try and push that, Starboy would have eventually gotten more kills. But this is a really good team coordination that is coming across. I'm pretty sure this was called for. They did think about it if there was a B rush coming in. Oh my god! All of a
Oh,
sudden, I was talking Weezy with that gravity well, using it in his favor. Directly that wide swing. I mean, this can be something the new. MW1 here proving again strong. Gets 2 people in C with that Empress popped out. Oh no, oh no, the
that's
dismiss does not work out really well. He uses dismiss and cancels it. Oh no, but there's only 3v2 situation. Starboy slowly coming into Wim's crosshair, or is it the other way around?
well, Wimp is going to be peeking right at B main. He's going to spot the rifle. Starboy takes a lot of damage. He'll get taken out, and that is going to be big, big problems. But Death Thrill, he's still not done. He's going to get one. Will he get a second for himself? Is the real question. He's stuck from both sides inside B. And there you go. Wimp will be finishing it off. So, well, Rajasthan, they're able to pull one more back. And it feels that this is going to be a game that we can't really say for a fact is going to go in one direction, but well played by Wimp over there.
Yep, I mean, for us, we're just looking at how these games are going across. We are not able to predict. All of a sudden, one round Rajasthan is so strong. The next immediately counteracting is Punjab. So it's like we might see a 6-6 lineup or maybe a 7-up coming to the end of first half, but it's really under doubts. But now Sai with that Nebula still coming in, managed to take one down and deals more damage to the others. That Shock Dart proving so strong reveals location of all the last 4 people standing. They are solo. Sai takes one more for himself. Op proving super strong. Takes another. A 3K goes down. Fight in a shot going across. Hassa taking that kill, but MW1 proving strong and Sai closing it out. What a round. Man. They're fighting. Why did you take one? Oh my god, look at these teams. They're so happy. It was such a wonderful round. That A rush, even though I guess it was an eco coming across from Team Punjab, they managed to shut them down without worrying. Look at the support coming across from Vim to make sure that the boombot does not prevent or throw Sai off his aim.
Well, what a round from Sai. Like peak shot kill. That's it. That's how the round ended. Well, this time the wall bangs are going to be coming in. He will spot the raise, but he is going to have to fall back. Sai still gets Weezy. MW1 gets Starboy. That's a good start to the round from Rajasthan. Punjab, I believe this is not an eco for them. They are going to be going in for a full buy, and well, 2 players dropped so early. Maybe one more because Blackhawk is going to spot one. Nah, it's going to be Mamba getting that kill. But as the lineup is going to be made by Solo, he'll still get taken out. We are back to a 3v3. The Sova is going to be little low on HP, but he will get spotted, gets taken out by Sai. That's a very easy shot for him. That's not going to be any problems. The Swarm Grenade will get dropped. MW1 knows exactly where the Killjoy is. He'll get him, but Mamba gets that trade. It's down to the last player on long. He has to peek 2. The flash comes in, but Wimp will be peeking him and Mamba will fall. That's going to be another round on board for Rajasthan.
Mamba needed that kill on Blackhawk because he was so low on HP. One tap would have gone down to any, whether it was a leg or a body shot, he would have gone down, Mamba. That heal was very necessary. He tried his best. The Empress was also popped out, but it was just two people very good covering themselves. If you saw the previous round, Sai and Wimp worked so perfectly in that A main that he got 4k. And this is what a Sova needs to do: support his duelist, give information. Now Blackhawk with this Odin completely tries to spray and get somebody out there, but no.
Ooh.
VZ takes his operator out, managed to take Sai out there, but he is surviving only with 23 HP. If any shot connects, he will go down. This is too close. Now Wimp has information. He pops his ultimate out. Hunter's Fury comes across, tries to do some damage, but no, misses everybody there. Mamba managed to trade one out. Now MW1 in this angle, oh my god, a long, will he be able to get to the dismiss? Gets popped, but it manages to go down. VZ takes the kill for himself, and it is a 4v2 retake. This plant complete, the plant completely easily comes across.
Well, there you go. The plant will go down. The player will get spotted. Wall banged, almost connecting by Solo. But it looks like Blackhawk. He's going to be going in for that TP. Will get spotted. Falls back. Solo takes one. He knows that there is one more player low on HP. But as he looks to go in, he'll get Hustler for himself as well. Might just be able to go in for a drop and make this play happen, because he knows that one player's short, one player's long. He has to pick one of them. It's going to be Mamba getting Solo. It's going to be Blackhawk getting Death Thrill. But is there enough time? The lure should be coming in. It's placed wrong, and Mamba is going to get taken out. And then there is going to be enough time for the side. No, there is not going to be enough time. Well, we are back, as there was a small problem with, as I said, the connection sometimes can be a little sketchy, but we are back in the game and we are back with the lobby as well. So there you go. It's going to be back in for the game. It's going to be Solo picking up Hustler with a Marshall. That's going to be a clean shot to the head, as he's going to get another one. This time it's going to be Starboy. MW1 gets Mamba, and things are not looking good, as Sai has dashed his way into mid. Death Thrill gets one onto MW1, and it's all down to the two players stuck inside garage.
Oh my god, Blackhawk holding to spray it down completely, but Deathrill managed to come out and take a kill on Sai. The operator is fallen on. I'm pretty sure they'll take it back to themselves because there are three people out of garage. They will push this guy. Solo managed to get a 3k in his favor. Man, Marshall, what are you trying to do, Solo? I know there's an operator which can kill a person with one shot if they get it across, but Solo getting headshots and taking them across? Solo, what are you trying to prove here? I know Rajasthan is super hot right now. They are so aggressive at this moment. You guys are defending.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well, I think that the best Punjab can do right now is pick this round up, because that is the least that you should be able to do on a Haven defense, or rather a Haven attack. 7-5 should be, something that you should be getting without any problems. Now MW1 sneaking up past that KJ turret. That is so smart, not giving line of sight. But Blackhawk, he's moved all the way from C long with the Odin. He's going to spot one more player. The paranoia comes in. Spade Shell is going to prevent his push, but he has an Odin with him. Starboy is going to get rid of Sai. That's an important frag, but this is going to be the last round, and that is going to mean that Mamba getting this kill on Blackhawk is allowing the side of Punjab to maintain map control towards C long, and as well as not just that, but also keep man advantage for themselves. MW1 still playing it patient, not pushed out. He should be getting some reward from that, but it looks like another KJ turret getting dropped might be something that he needs to think about.
They have understood Rajasthan pretty well that there might be a push coming across turret. Really good thing, but they're again reading it on. If they miss MW1 here, they will go down. He has seen three players there. He takes down Spike. Spike has gone. They've lost it. They have just 24 seconds. MW1 takes two more. They've lost one of their fire powers. They are in the side, but Wim managed to take one more. Last man standing. He is low on HP. He will be close by Raze itself. What a round, man. MW1, that composure there, the patience. If MW1 he would have at least given a peek, I'm pretty sure his position would have been revealed and they would have done a different site execution. But MW1 just standing there waiting. He was sure that a push would come for him, his time would come. And we have seen this MW1 man, a wonderful spray, manages to instantly throw the game off by getting the spike in his control at the last moment when the rush was coming in. MW1, you are proving worthy.
I I really think that um, you know I really think that things will get very, very interesting starting off now, but you really can't predict anything with the way that MW1 just played that round. I mean, sorry about that, but I think I'm gonna have a little water, but Mamba picking up that kill. He's going to get rid of Sai. Starboy is going to get one more with the frenzy, as it feels that things are not off to a good start for the side of Rajasthan. Will be getting one. He will get spotted, but MW1 swings on VZ. The dismiss is popped right at the correct time. Blackhawk comes in from the back, gets rid of Death Thrill, and suddenly it's all on Mamba in a 1v3 and MW1 to finish it off. And Punjab is going to
Okay.
absolutely throw their advantage out the window.
What? MW1 was there in such a difficult position along with Wimp. They were stuck outside B, and Dismiss coming at the right moment and Blackhawk telling them, "Don't worry, I've got your cover." And all of a sudden, the run completely changing from 5v3 to a 3v1 in the favor of Rajasthan. Rajasthan, you guys are working this out so very well. That dismiss came at the right time for MW1. He made sure it worked out. But look at Starboy. He has taken a Spectre for himself. He will take that A shot, but they have read it perfectly. But that Boombot misses him out. Starboy managed to get two, three for himself. 3K, three people gone down, three of the duelists. It's just an initiator and Blackhawk remaining, and controller and initiator. But Initiator still there, but Death Thrill managed to take out Blackhawk. Last man surviving. Wimp, will he be able to do anything? He does take down his opponent Sova, but he is the last one surviving. Takes one more. He is still good at 70 HP. He can get the spike across because there's nobody at C, but slowly Starboy is creeping in. There is no stars plays, at least he has two in his favor, but nothing coming across. But Starboy holding it really good. He does not give his position. Wimp managed to go down for Starboy with a 4K in this round. A beautiful, much needed round for Punjab inching closer. 6-8 is the score at this moment, but now it is full buys all across the board. It will get difficult because there is firepower that Rajasthan we have seen last time as well, that they will not let this go. They will do as much as possible. Oh, looks like there was broken buys that came across in the previous round, and now again they would have to work it out in that way. Maybe this might be another round for Punjab.
Exactly. I mean, uh, start off and Death Thrill, he's already picked up a frag. He's going to get another one. That's going to be solo off the board. And suddenly, it's all down to MW1, Blackhawk, as well as the Sova. And with the Sova low on HP, so is Death Thrill though. But still, it's still going to be an advantage for the side of still going to be an advantage for the side of Punjab, as Death Thrill is at 4K. And there you go, he gets that ace for Death Thrill. 9-6, and what a way to take the round. There you go, there's the man himself, the ace boy that we have on our screen.
This is the second ace of the tournament. The first one was taken by Binks. This is the second ace that is coming across. I think, am I right, Dr. Dang? This is the
Yep.
second ace, Death Thrill, for the tournament. It is huge. Now, full buys coming all across. They would have to start capitalizing. They are still with a 3 point advantage, but it can go either way. Punjab is proving strong on defense. They are making sure what team Rajasthan did to them during the attacking half. They are trying to execute the same thing, and VZ, as we talk, takes down Sai with that operator, goes down to A shot to see somebody, but Paranoia comes across, manages him to push him back, but the recon from, I mean, but the reveal, Hustar gets revealed in backside. MW1 proving strong with his Empress, takes down one for himself. Now it's all of a sudden 4v4 situation. It should be a clean retake that should come across when the plant goes down, but the plant is denied for some time with uh, I guess Wimp. No, Wimp, not Wimp. It's the opponent Sova who is proving his ultimate. Now all of a sudden it's a
Oh,
3v2, but Mamba coming out as a, oh my god, Mamba takes one for himself solo there, takes down Starboy at heaven. It's all of a sudden 2v3 situation. It's going all across the board. Again, no, it's a 2v2 situation. Blackhawk taking one for himself. It's Sova v Sova. Death Thrill versus Wimp. Wimp, being the stronger Sova, managed to take him across. Previously, it was the other way around where Death Thrill managed to get that Sova. Now Wimp giving a payback, making sure that the Sova does not get the best in this round and getting the round in the favor of Rajasthan. This was much needed for Rajasthan, Dr. Dang. If they would have lost it, it was another eco coming across. You can see Solo, because of the low creds, he's going for a judge.
exactly. I think that actually, you know what? I feel that the judge is not really a bad weapon. As long as you can reach the range that the judge is powerful at, there is not really too many weapons that can absolutely melt people at that range. Because if you are close enough and you have, say, 3 people in front of you, I would prefer a judge any day over a vandal. And there you go. As I spoke about that, Wheezy, he'll get absolutely shut down by the judge that Solo got. MW1 is going to be picking up Starboy, and there you go. Solo is in an unknown spot. He is going to be at a spot where if someone decides to peek him, it's going to be really, really difficult. MW1 with the Leer is going to get one. Mamba comes in. Wimp will fall, but it looks like it's basically round over. Mamba is going to get one, gets taken out, but there you go. Solo with the judge. He's just going to spam right in front of Death Thrill's face, and there's nothing really he can do.
As you said, I mean, I talked in terms of creds, but judge, we know once somebody starts popping off, especially either with a jet or a raise, it is a very good weapon. Once they find their flow, once they manage to get it across, judge will prove really strong. And Solo managed to show that, even though I'm sorry, Death Thrill had his rifle with him, he did not manage to counteract judge, and he had to go down. Now starting off this 17th round, Rajasthan is 11 points strong. They are on a huge lead at this moment. The recon bolt denied of any information. Wimp will send out his recon bolt for any information. That will also get not deleted, but look at Mamba. We have told this a lot of times. If somebody misses to check this position, you are going down. But fortunately, okay, there was no fortunate situation there. I thought fortunately, because there was only one person standing there, that did only give them one kill, but everybody came to get him. And now the spike is also gone down, but a good reaction that they all went back, because they don't want this advantage rolling across, because Solo and MW1 are agents or players to fear. So this is a good call. Now
No,
MW1 finds
why?
Hassar, takes down. Why?
Why go for that swing, Hastar? You have a judge, just stay in the corner. And giving a Rena a kill is basically like giving Rena a second life. She is going to be allowed to overheal herself. And Hastar, no, that was a throw, my friend. Shouldn't have peeked there. Death Thrill will be able to get a vandal for himself, gets one kill, but MW1, he's on long. Now, if he does wait it out a little bit, MW1 will lose his shield because his overheal is about to run out, but MW1 will be getting that kill. And Hastar, why peek that? Oh my god. That's
Should
just
have. Their team read it well. They knew the force was coming to them. They went back. Hastar should have just stood there. Once the spike went down, he should have slowly creeped in. You saw, once the spike went down, Blackhawk came to that cubby position. He could have got that kill, Hastar. But Hastar, you shouldn't have done that, my man. You had a judge.
there
Rifle,
was
as we said,
there
is
was no
strong.
need to go for that
Not
peek.
so close, my friend.
No need to go for that peek. Oh my god. That's a bad decision if I have ever seen one. And this time, he's playing the wrong weapon in the wrong place. That's He'll get taken out again. Solo is going to pick up Starboy. He'll get taken out by Mamba. But MW1 on the Empress, he's going to be extremely deadly coming in. The Owl Drone all the way towards CT. Wimp is going to check the players there. Blackhawk going in for that plant. Hunter Fury comes out. Sova will get tagged. He will get pinged once, but he will survive after that as Sai falls to Mamba. It looks like MW1 is going to get another one. He'll get healed up again till he uses dismiss, but MW1 is going to finish things off, and Rajasthan have guaranteed themselves 2 points.
What a kill screen! The boom bot blasting right in MW1's face. It is like they were about to get into a party now. 2 rounds, 2 maps in Rajasthan favor. They are so happy at this moment. I'm pretty sure Rajasthan is like, we are so comfortable. We have learned all the tricks that Punjab has up its sleeve. We knew we lost the 6th round somehow, but we ended up closing the match. Now you see, there's still a difference of, uh, I guess, 7 points there. They managed to close it 13-6. It is huge. 13-6 working in the favor of Rajasthan. They are inching closer and closer to the bonus point, and looking at their performance, I'm pretty sure bonus point is not away from them. The firepower, this is what we said. The attacking side, they had 3 duelists coming right in your face, and somehow Punjab did try to counteract it, but my friends, there were 3 firepowers coming in. The B side execution, you saw, it was flawless. Three agents, 3 duelists just pushed in, took the B side for themselves, and closed it off. You should have understood this. You should have prevented this kind of a push coming into B. B, once the plant goes down, they will look to take control of either the A link or completely of the B window area. On the other way, you guys came to the B window, which made it easier for the attackers to take control of A link and C link.
Yep.
You should start thinking about this kind of strategies. You left A completely. Blackhawk was already there. He was so happy that there was no push coming from that side, that everybody focused onto B window, and you guys were taken down. Punjab, you did show up 6 rounds strong. Your strategies were good, but the firepower that Rajasthan has, 3 duelists, you should have look forward for it. And the last round, just before the match point round, where MW1 managed to close it out, where that recon bolt from Death Thrill came across, MW1 read it perfectly. MW1 knew that the recon bolt will be something where the defuse will start coming across, and that's the reason the recon bolt came across. Otherwise, they would have been a peak to fight across with the raw aim. That recon bolt was well read, and immediately he wide swinged to take down Death Thrill. This is the kind of gameplay and strategy that you should start counteracting. Big brain gameplays, 1000 IQ gameplays is what Rajasthan is showing across to you now. Wim, I mean, Hastar with his judge, you did not need to do it. That was an advantage for your team. I'm pretty sure MW1 would have come to your crosshairs. You could have judged him immediately there. But Hastar, you did a wide swing, which immediately went that round in the favor of Rajasthan, even though they were a man down.
Exactly. I think that was a very bad decision from Hastar. Maybe he thought that the player is close, but still, he went in for a swing far away from the wall, automatically increasing the distance between him and the player that he would eventually take a gunfight with. And it was not a smart decision in any sense of the imagination. It was not a good decision. There is no way to justify that swing except the fact that maybe he got kill hungry there. But other than that, there is no reason for Hastra to swing, especially with a judge in hand. When you have a judge, the strongest position that you have is to stick yourself to a wall and then just sit there like a chameleon. You don't have to move because someone's going to be coming through that corner and they are going to get taken out. But the second you peek with a judge is either you're too far or you're at the right distance. And there, Hastar was just too far. Long is not a place for a judge unless you are going to be sitting in a corner. And well, there are literally just 2 corners there. He was sitting in one and Kabi is one. And it's just bad decision making at that point of time. But again, it happened. The round's done. Now, what Punjab should be aiming for is making sure not to give the bonus points to Rajasthan. Now, MW1 at 27 and 12. That's a 2 point, yeah, that's a 2.3 KD almost. Yeah, that's a 2.3 KD or a 2 point.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you want to, have a, if you're having a 2.5 KD, well, then you can definitely be the most expensive player in the league.
Exactly. I mean, if anybody out there in the chat had any doubts of MW1, look at him. The Sky Creds are worthy. The player is worthy. Look out for this player. If he's online, try to take him out as soon as possible. Or if you let his Empress reign, you are going down to his crosshair, because his crosshair, his ability, he's using it at best for his advantage to make sure his team gets that victory. You can see the team of Rajasthan having 27, 15, 16, 13, and 12 kills respectively for their agents. And you can see the duelists are the agents who have the most of the kills. But you see here, in terms of Team Punjab, Mamba, being the only duelist for them, did take 20 kills, but the others, VZ, who was, sorry, there were two duelists, Mamba and VZ. VZ did not manage to get this round. He had only 8 kills, Hastar 4, and others 12, 15. Not much of a difference. That did not work out. It was not a consecutive or a similar kills that you got for your team. If similar kills were seen, it would have been a better and close matchup that you would have had. Maybe this would have come to a 13-10 or a 13-11. Punjab, now it's the bonus point that Rajasthan will be looking out for. But we have seen that you have denied the bonus point previously for Team Hyderabad. We look forward to seeing the same. You guys are starting off on the defender side. It can be an advantage if you use it properly, but previously we have seen how Kolkata worked it out. Kolkata started off as defenders, made sure they had the sentinels in their favor. They made sure the initial frags came in their side, even though it was 6-6. They made sure it was a comfortable score to sit on, and then went on to close that map in icebox in their favor. So Punjab, you start starting on defender, make sure that you get those initial rounds in your favor for the first half. Try to get it as close as 6-6 or 7-5 or even 8-4 if possible. Then you will have an advantage going into the attacker side. But for Rajasthan, the firepower that we are seeing, I have no second doubts for them that their duelists will keep continuing. I think MWN will again be online with his Rena and another Jet Sai coming online. Maybe Solo can come back as a race, or again as initiator, can be possible for them. But this third map, Punjab, is something that you should look out for, because if you lose here again, I understand you have 0 points, but when and ever that you get those 2 points or 2.5 points, I'm pretty sure you'll start getting those as soon as possible in the recent matches that is coming towards you. But this will make a difference. If you let this bonus point walk away from you, I know you will not get this bonus point, but it will make a matter when you get those points in terms in your favor, either the 2 or the 2.5 points. You will end up sitting in the lower board even though you have points, because there's a huge difference. 3-0 in the favor of a team Rajasthan is something that you have to worry about if you let them walk away with another 3-0 victory.
That is true. I think that you shouldn't be allowing Rajasthan to have that kind of a dominance. But then how do you stop it? Because Rajasthan is being that dominant, and sometimes it really comes down to the fact that a team's better than a certain team on a particular day. Today it is Rajasthan being better, and there is no there is no nothing to be shamed about, because there are days when teams don't perform. We have had so many times that teams that usually win against a certain team just on a random day aren't able to perform and lose out. Well, Punjab has had that twice now, against Hyderabad and against Rajasthan. It's still not over against Rajasthan, but you know that Punjab does not have any more options to pick up pick up points for themselves. They can only deny Rajasthan points now. So it's still there. They can still fight it, even if it does not net them any benefit on the face of it. it is going to net them a benefit maybe in the later stages of the league. Because what if Punjab really puts it into a different gear in the middle of the league, are able to pick up a lot of points, but at the end of it, Rajasthan's fourth with that point 0.5 point extra that they picked up today if they get a 3-0 versus having the same number of points, and then maybe Punjab has a better round differential. So if something like that happens, then you will really be blaming yourself for that day. So make sure that at least for this last map on Icebox, fight it with everything you've got. Try to get that win, because all that you have right now is to deny a team 0.5 points, and these 0.5 will really go far and in proving that you know sometimes things may not be pretty obvious on the face of it, but maybe in the back end of it, things really start coming up in your favor. Maybe tomorrow you qualify because you won this map of Icebox, but let Rajasthan take 2 points.
Yes, Dr. Dang, that is very, very right. And Punjab, you guys have a lot of chances going further, but any map that you let across slip, the round differential will make sure that uh, even though you get the points, these initial round differentials will be something that will start hurting you as you get the points. Because even though if you start getting more and more points, the round differentials might not be that close. Might not be that far apart. It might be very close. You might be winning matches at 13-11, 13-10. Now this will not matter because the round differential is so close. Even though you have 2, 4, 5, 6, 10 points in your favor, that round differential in these initial matches will matter a lot. And if there's a huge gap, you might not end up qualifying. This will really hurt you at the end of the day once we start moving into the qualifiers. So this is a league based matchup along with the leaderboard score, which will match up to the qualifiers and which will determine who will be the team moving forward for the. So for now, Punjab, try to close it out as close as possible, or try to completely get a huge differential in your favor. You guys are starting off as defenders. You have an advantage. I would like you guys to work it out, because previously you did deny the last bonus point for Team Hyderabad when you faced off with them. So I guess you still have that firepower in you. I guess you still have that re-strategizing. You can go back to your leaderboard, go back to your chalkboard, re-strategize your thought processes, re-strategize what agents you were about to walk into for Icebox, and think how can you counteract Rajasthan at the moment to deny them that bonus point and also the round differential that has been there for the previous two maps.
That is true. I think that um, for the last two maps, we can kind of forgive um, Punjab for not being able to do too much, because Rajasthan was just at a different level. But you've had your you've had your two maps to warm up. You've had your two maps to really figure out what Rajasthan likes as a team. It's time now to really put that into effect. You've had this break of 10 minutes to figure out what you want to do in the last map, and just go out there and try to take it for as best as you can. Try to take it to maybe overtime. Try to just get 10 rounds of it, because you've had a 13-4 and you've had a 13-6. You've picked up 10 rounds across two maps. Just consolidate those 10 rounds, put them into one map, pick up 10 rounds on Icebox, give them a fight at least. Show them that you're not here just for the sake of being there. Show them that we are a bigger team than just Death Thrill or Mamba picking up an ace and a 4K in randomly scattered rounds. Because yes, the ace and the 4K are going to get you rounds, but are they going to get you the game? No. You have to make sure that that ace or a 4K is substituted by your 5 players picking up a kill each, or maybe a player picking up 2 kills, one not being able to do so, and then the other 3 picking up a kill each. Do something like that. Play around with that. Play around the fact that at the end of the day, it is going to come down to the fact that you need to take gunfights to win it. Either run away from them for long enough to force the team to come and plant and then start taking them, or take them from the get go and make sure that the other team is scared in taking the gunfights coming forward. So either one of those, if you are able to do it, go ahead. That's definitely going to help you out. But if you can't, Well, then, you know, too
Bad luck.
bad. Too bad. Yeah.
I mean, exactly, Dr. Dang, that these people from Team Punjab should start thinking of better ways now. Rajasthan is just not a team. It's just not some other team from a different city. It is a team which in the previous league were the runner ups. Now, for them, they would want to come out with a huge bang, make sure they have a better chance here to get into the champions title, and make sure to walk away with the champions title if possible. So, Punjab needs to start thinking in this way. If somebody wants a champion, I'm pretty sure Punjab as a team is also looking for the championship title. But you know how far you guys have been from the championship title and how far Rajasthan were. Rajasthan were just one step away. And for them to lose that out is even bigger than any of the other teams to be such to have such of a mutual feeling, or just in terms of feelings, I would say. So for Rajasthan to for you to shut down Rajasthan, you would have to put fear in them. You would have to make sure that their firepower is being shut down. Do a complete retake. Stop trying to fight Rajasthan as the firepower comes in. Let the plant come across for you. Slowly do a retake. Use your abilities. Don't use your abilities as the push is coming across. If you think the firepower, the push is too strong, just go back, because they will, as they push, use some of their abilities to make sure that somebody in the site is gone back, or they try to get a kill. So Punjab needs to start thinking about how they do either a complete retake or their attack, because they're starting in their defense side. They would have to see if they should go for a complete retake or a broken retake, because broken retakes as of now have not worked out, because every round team Rajasthan, even though they were a man down, have made it in their favor, because there would be some kind of a small issue, some kind of a small fault coming from any of the advantageous team from Punjab that we saw, where Hasta did not have to go for that peak. That peak came across, and that round went in favor of Team Rajasthan. So Punjab should start working on this. Do they want to do a complete retake? If there's a huge power coming across, if they see one head, try to pop it off. Use your teammates. Then, if it's like a rush of three or four attackers coming to you, you know what best to do. Either try to use your abilities and let your team from other side come immediately, or just wait for your team, go back, wait for your team. Even if they come till CT, you have a chance, better chance, when you have all the five people in your team doing a retake.
Exactly. I agree with you. I think that if Punjab really want to make this something that works out for them, then they need to understand whether it's a retake opportunity or is it a, you just sit in sight and fight. Because this is something that I saw in Shroud's stream as well. Like Shroud was playing Haven, he was sitting at A with a Sova. First round, everyone rushed in, and Shroud was just caught off guard and he was taken out. Round 2, they do the same thing and rush A. This time, Shroud knows what's up, uses a recon, realizes there are 3 people pushing short and 2 people pushing long, or maybe, vice versa. And he just falls back directly out of CT, and they win that eco round for their team because they knew exactly when to play retake. Round 3 rolls in, it's a full buy round for them. Everyone rushes in. This time, Shroud's ready for fights. He takes fights inside the side, takes an ace, wins his team the round. Now, I get it. Shroud's aim is going to be at a different level compared to everyone that we have in the lobby. Probably Shroud's aim is going to be better than even SK Rossi, Deathmaker, Antidote, all of those guys put together. But that's not the point here. The point here is that you need to know when to play retake, you need to know when to fall back, and you need to
Exactly.
know when to hold your ground and fight. When you can't do the fight thing, by all means go ahead and do it. But when you can't do it, choose whether you want to play a retake or you want to give up sight. It is this kind of a thing, or it is that kind of a decision making process that is going to let you win rounds that you otherwise would not have been able to win, not because the other team played that round perfectly, but because you didn't have enough manpower for your team to play the retake. I mean, a 2v5 retake is possible, but that 2v5 retake is going to be a lot more simpler when it is actually a 5v5 or a 4v5 retake.
Agreed, Dr. Dang. That's what I mean. Any top-notch players, they read it perfectly and they make strategies accordingly. That retake call is something good when there's a lot of
Choose
firepower
your
coming across.
agent.
And talking about that, your agents matter. Agents
Yep.
matter comes to your agent selection screen. Now we have VZ with the Brimstone, Hastar with the Sage, Mamba with Rena, Starboy with the Jet, Deathrill with the Sova, Sai with the Jet, Solo with Sova, MW1 mostly with the Rena, as we see Wimp with the Sage and Blackhawk with the Rena. Now there's a Rena, I mean, sorry, the Viper. My bad.
Hmm.
The Rena and Viper are coming too close here because Viper with those utilities is as good as a Rena being a controller, because this damage done by her utilities is just spectacular. So the Viper coming online for Blackhawk and his gameplay that is coming across so fast, I'm pretty sure he has some crazy lineups up his sleeve, and they're pretty sure want to close this bonus point in their favor. Now, Punjab, will they be able to deny this? Is something we should start looking for. And what kind of a gameplay or strategy does Punjab have?
Well, for Punjab, I think the strategy should be just play for the first picks. You know that after two maps, MW1 and Solo, they are going to be feeling
Here.
themselves. So they might try to push out. Even Sai is known to push out into areas aggressively and try to take control. So make sure that if you play that first pick, you give yourself the man advantage from the get go. Maybe the other team gets a trade on you, but you've had equal man counts for everyone, throughout. And when, as we speak about that, Blackhawk will be dropping a Viper wall for his team as Sai pushes in. They only have to check kitchen this time. But Hastar with the frenzy, he's going to be holding close, but MW1 falls. That's going to be a soul lord picked up for him. Hastar, he's going to take that 50 DK. He's going to miss his shots on Wimp, and despite not paying attention to Hastar, Wimp will get that kill. Starboy gets Blackhawk. That's no more Viper walls. MW1 gets one. Wimp gets one. The spike is down. It's all down to Starboy, who will also go down.
Man, look at them going all guns blazing. This is what we said. The push is coming from all sides. Now, you are the ones holding the side, so it will start getting difficult for you. So you should start thinking whether should I do a fight here, because you have too many angles to watch, and especially Icebox, too many places to look at. Now the force buy is coming across from Team Punjab. Is it a good call? Have you thought it completely? Will you fight it out as soon as the push is coming, or will you let a complete retake happen? Punjab, you need to strategize well. Mamba sitting in such a cheeky position here, but will the recon bot reveal his position? No. Slowly walking in. MW1 manages to spot him, but no. Managed to take down Mamba for one. Death Thrill for himself. Solo takes one on him, and Mamba takes another on Solo. All of a sudden, it's a 4v2 advantage. Sai slowly lurking over here at mid, spots VZ. VZ managed to go down. 42 HP on Sai. Wimp coming back. Maybe Sai will get himself healed,
Yep.
but does look difficult
Last
because this
player
crossing
standing.
managed to go down, but Sai also goes down there with the Marshall. Now the plant will surely come across. I'm pretty sure the plant, they will make it sure that happens, because they would
Spike
get some extra
planted.
credits out of the plant. But will they be able to close the round? Wimp, we know he is a strong agent, strong player, but
Enemy
he's
removed.
playing a sentinel role. Manages to take Hastar coming there from mid, spots out Starboy, goes back, throws a slow ball, about 27 HP remaining, heals himself, too close to comfort. Mamba jumps down, but
Oh,
Starboy with his right click from so far managed to get down, but 2 HP. 2
Wimp got
HP,
that
man.
dink. He got that dink. He did get the dink, but unfortunately, it was a Spectre and at range, which is why he was not able to get that kill on Starboy. And oh, that is going to hurt, but what an effort from Wimp. Honestly, getting those two kills on Mamba as well as, I believe, Hastar? Not sure.
Hastar,
Yeah,
yes.
Hastar as well as Mamba, getting those two kills on them. Good job for him. And honestly, he even basically he got the kill on Wimp because he landed that headshot. Had that been any other weapon, or maybe had the range been a little closer to him, it would have been a clutch. And what a clutch it would have been. But still, a great round coming for Punjab. They need more of these rounds. I mean, by more of these, I mean rounds that they win rather than rounds that go this close. But you get the point.
Yes, The round was too close. We don't want rounds that is so close. But here, see the judge now. VZ proving stock. Starboy taking one for himself. The push comes across, but Wimp managed to close VZ down. The ult is on for Starboy. Managed to take only one, and Solo takes one for himself. The last man surviving takes another one. Last two people on site. Only death thrill here. Sova versus Sova. Sova takes, and that is Solo. Mamba, last man surviving. The spike is with Solo, so he is happy. He will do a rotate, throws down a recon, tries to find some information, fakes the rotation. Wonderful done, but I think this has been read very well by Mamba. Mamba will only rotate if the spike goes down, I guess. But no, Mamba, the last moment turns around when when Solo is about to look at him. Now Solo will slowly try to maybe creep into the site. Will he go for an A execute? I think this should be a good decision. Solo does it wonderfully. He is glowing for that. The plant will
30
surely
seconds
come
left.
across. Mamba reading this completely wrong is going away. The recon bolt is coming online. He will try to check with the recon, or will he use it for the after plant? What do
Well,
you think, Dr. Dang? Will it be the after plant recon?
nope,
No.
there you go. It's going to go out, and it's surprising that Solo did not go in to pick
Spike
up
planted.
the alt orb for himself, because irrespective of the fact that if he picked up that orb and gives his position away, as you can say, he will eventually give his position away anyways, because he's going to get the spike down. And if Mamba has rotated far enough, he's never going to know that the orb has been picked up, which was the case here. And Solo would have the opportunity to play the Hunter's Fury for so long, but he has gone in for a good plant. The angle is being held. Solo needs to be careful about this, because the recon comes in. He will ping the player there. He's going to get pinged twice, but half the fuse has been popped, and Solo with a 4K is going to get that clutch. What a round coming in, and Mamba unfortunately getting caught off guard.
I mean, Solo, that confidence, if he would have not had that confidence in him, he wouldn't have come to A build. He would have stayed so close to site. He was pretty sure that he would have got the chance. That plant worked in his favor. He was so close to that position that he was so happy. His recon came across. He was playing around with Mamba's feelings. Mamba did not stand a chance against Solo at that position. And that plant was obviously, however he tried to defuse, he would have gotten spotted.
That
And
is true.
Sai,
I agree. I think that the plant was. Oh, Haster. No, that's not how you make that wall, my friend.
it's Starboy.
Oh, sorry. No. Wait, that was not Starboy. That was Haster who made that wall. Starboy is on the jet. How does a jet make a wall? It's Lucifer. Excuse me.
No, no,
Revive me,
no.
Jet.
I'm sorry. I was
Heal
talking.
me,
Look at
Jet.
Starboy's position. He has pushed into A lobby to the attacker's side, but managed to go down there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I almost had a revive me jet moment, but well, there you go. MW1 will fall. Mamba gets that kill. Death Thrill, as well as Mamba, are now tasked with this retake on an eco round, and I really think that round was basically thrown away when Haster messed up that wall. Like, why would you make a straight wall and then not peek it? Because there is no real reason that it makes sense that you make that wall and you don't peek it, as Mamba is just going absolutely nuts with the ult. He's going to get a kill for himself. The trade comes in. Death Thrill. He is going to be getting the second one. No, he will not. Solo to finish it off. And the res really paying dividends. And well, there you go. It's going to be another round that Rajasthan takes on attack, and that's an unfortunate one for Punjab. Already on the back foot from the first, 10 seconds? And Haster, please don't mess up that wall this time.
Yep. Hustler, you had only a pistol, so you did not have a chance to just peek there. So maybe you should have completely blocked it across and prevented any kind of vision. But that round has happened. We are moving into the fifth round, but 3 points. I'm pretty sure Rajasthan is happy with it, but Death Thrill with his recon bolt understand there is some push coming across. Sent his Utter Fury, managed to take Wimp down, who used his ultimate. Now there is no wall coming across to prevent any kind of an easy plant, but there's Solo who also pops his ultimate, finds some people, managed to get some damage across. MW1 to close that person with that damage. Now Sai has the spike, but the spike has still not gone through. It is a 4v3. MW1 has popped his ultimate, needs to take some kills for himself, otherwise it will go down. Managed to spot down Mamba, goes down, managed to find other two people there, takes one for himself. VZ has been revealed. VZ's the spray will come across but does not find him. Solo manages to take one for himself. Last man standing, VZ has nowhere to go. His location has been revealed. Recon Bolt coming again to reveal his location. MW1 looking for that kill. He is pushing in slowly, looking for that head just to pop out. He will try to spray something across. Some bullets do connect. What is going to happen? MW1 is so close. MW1 will manage. No, VZ managed to shut him down. But look at solo position. Sai waiting for that peak. Managed to get that round again for Rajasthan. What a round, man! Rajasthan. This is what me and Dr. Dang were talking about. Understand the firepower that's coming across. Initially the trade came in your favor. You could have just backed out of the moment. You could have let the plant go. It was a 3v4 situation.
Huh. Well, it really just makes me feel that um, Punjab they've kind of given up. If not the entire team, but some players, yes, because the way that they are peaking angles, the way that they are holding angles, it's just not feeling that way. As it's an eco round, but Hasta still has a Spectre with him as he's going to lose that gunfight at such close range. Sai will get taken out by Starboy, so a good kill coming in, but the spike is already going down. VZ, he's on the other side of the retake, and suddenly complete sight is being maintained. Viper will get sprayed down by VZ. That's going to be a starting frag, but Solo, he's going to get death thrill. He's coming in from mid to help his team out. Starboy gets another one. A recon from Solo is going to give a lot of information to the team. Two players get pinged, but Starboy, he knows exactly where Solo is. The recon gave his position away. He'll get pinged again. The Lerai comes out from Mamba. Solo with the shock dart. Mamba with the Phantom to get the round in the favor of Team Punjab, and a much needed one. As I said again, they were on the eco. This is going to help them out quite a bit, but they need to be careful because Rajasthan, they have quite a bunch of money in their back pockets.
Rajasthan, yes, Dr. Dang, they are comfortable with the money that they have. They will go again in for a complete full buy. This is what we were talking about. The kind of firepower that's coming across to you, start playing around that. This round was very close in determining that kind of a firepower. Solo lurking around his Starboy, doing a good thing. He did rush out to that A lobby, and as soon as he understood that there's nobody here, he got that kill for himself. Then he immediately backed off. This is the kind of Rajasthan out of their strategy, throw Rajasthan out of what they were thinking. Make sure you are the one to get those kills, not Rajasthan. Now Sai with his ult is so dangerous, takes VZ down, but he's still low on health, might get healed from his teammate. Now one person down, both ults have been popped. Sai takes one more for himself, but Hastar managed to shut down Sai. Solo takes down Starboy. Now Hastar managed to again revive Death Thrill, but Viper's ult has been popped, and Viper playing inside the ult will get so difficult because once Viper is inside the ult, the movement is fast, the spray comes across faster, and you see MW1 takes one, Blackhawk takes one, last man surviving Mamba has nowhere to go, and again gets taken out by Viper Blackhawk. This is what we are saying now. Let the plan come across, let all your team come together. This was not a good retake. You saw Starboy immediately went out from rafters. Why? There was nobody to support you, Starboy.
I I don't know. I think that at this point of time, it really didn't make any difference because a retake in a Viper ult is just as difficult as killing someone who is holding an op with a classic at long range. Because the second you enter the Viper ult, not only do you start seeing lesser, the Viper sees you all highlighted, you start losing HP, you have that DK, you'll eventually stop at 1 HP of DK. It's really so difficult. But Sai, he's holding that backstab. That is so sneaky. Starboy not checking spawn. Oh, that is.
See, this is what they
Yeah.
thought one kind of strategy worked, they're making it again. No, once a team understands that it worked out for you, they will try to shut it down in the next round. Starboy, you shouldn't have come out like that. And even though if you came, you should have understood somebody might be holding down. Now the spike comfortably goes down for a plant. This is a good retake situation, but they do not have the rifles or the weapons for this retake. Will they be able to go close range and get it out for themselves? But MW1, look at this lug. He finds death thrill, but will he manage to? No. Sheriff proving stronger. MW1 goes down. Wimp going close range. VZ with that judge managed to take him down. Solo gets revealed with the ultimate. Death thrill managed to take him down. VZ with the one more for himself on the judge. He has his ultimate. The last man standing, Viper, has no snake bites, only has his wall, but managed to take one more and another one through that ultimate. What? Blackhawk?
Um,
Hello? Wait. Okay.
can
Where
we
did you see VZ there?
can
I did
we
not see him on my screen.
that's what 240 hertz does to you, chat. 240 hertz OP. well,
How?
well, 240 hertz OP.
Oh my god. Punjab again. Punjab again. That retake. We said it was a good retake. Then all of a sudden, look out where the last player is. You had Death Thrill with you. You had another smoker.
I honestly have no idea what's going through Punjab's mind, but Haster, the judge kill is just not on the cards for him. As it looks like MW1 will be coming in from the back. He will spot, and there you go. The judge at the distance that you
Finally.
play it, Haster, is going to be incredibly powerful. And there you go. You get that kill on MW1 that you had been waiting for so long. But there you go. You had to get the gun at the right range to get that kill for yourself. Solo will spot Haster, land that dink through the wall, but not enough to get the kill. As Sage will be going in for that heal. Solo, he's looking in for a smart play, and this could be interesting because Haster feels that this is an A-sided push, but Solo is cutting off the rotate between both these players. Now Starboy, he's in a very good position as well. He can have a backstab and he can also stop the push coming in from Solo, as yes, Solo will get the knife out at the wrong time, and you can say you got a knife to a gunfight.
I guess I'm pretty sure Starboy might have heard some movement, footsteps in kitchen, and that's the reason he held it there. Otherwise, you saw, we were sure the kind of movement Starboy was doing, he was heading into the A side. But I guess that some slightest footstep, sometimes somebody forgets, like loses their finger on the shift key, and all of a sudden the sound comes across, and then they press it again. Might be the situation that happened with Solo, and that footstep got revealed for Starboy managing to close the round. But 3 rounds difference is still huge. Rajasthan still strong. Will try to make it sure that they get the site, and Solo trying to clear as much as possible of the site. Sai managed to shoot some across but does not manage to get a skill. VZ takes something better for himself. MW1 with this Empress going online takes one down. Now all of a sudden, look at Haster's position. Haster, we have told you so many times, long range does not work with the judge. But this is getting close to comfort now. With 19 HP, no way Haster does not work. Wimp managed to heal his teammate. Now all of a sudden it's 3v2 situation, but Mamba with the gun managed to take down Blackhawk. And now the last two people surviving, Wimp managed to shut down Mamba, and this round again coming in the favor of Team Rajasthan. Haster, I know you have a judge. I know you want that kill. I know you spotted one person there, but it's not close range.
Yep, that's not the range at which you want to be taking a fight with the judge, and that is pretty obvious after the Haven clip. That was also pretty obvious after the last time you tried to swing with a judge. You had to have MW1 right at your face to get that kill on him. Just don't, Haster,
He could have crept so close. Nobody had read him unless and until that spray came across. Nobody had read him.
Yep. No one read the fact that Haster was on the flank, and if he had a classic in his hand, I'm pretty sure it would have worked out even better than the judge, because you would be able to land the 2 dinks and get that kill for yourself versus just spamming with that judge, giving everyone your location, and then not being able to get that kill on top of it.
Agreed, agreed. Now that we are moving into the last second round, Sai managed to get one kill on top of Tubes, managed to enter into the kitchen. But look at Huster's position. He is standing here just, but Sai managed to go down to VZ. MW1 takes one, spots Huster. No, he doesn't. Huster? Okay, okay.
Like,
That was a good position that you were then. I thought that Dismiss spotted him out. The ult now coming online prevents the spike going down, but also does not kill the Viper. So the Viper's ultimate is still strong. But VZ
Spike
managed to
down
take
B.
one down. It's 2v2 situation, but both
30
of them
seconds
have their
left.
ultimate. Viper's already popped.
You will not kill
Wimp
my
can
ally.
revive somebody here, but it'll get difficult. Solo
Last
gets
player
managed to
standing.
revive, and Wimp managed to take down Huster there. 1 HP. 1
oh,
HP managed to take one person down, but Solo immediately gets that information. Solo gets to take down
Last
VZ.
round.
VZ, wow, 1 HP and no bullet connecting to you. A
well,
good,
I think we
good.
can officially say that VZ is nuts.
Yup, he is. VZ is really, and we have seen in the first two maps, he has made it huge for his team. He has tried his best, but unfortunate, it's the whole team that needs to come together.
Yep. You can't win tournaments, you can't win games without having every single person of the team on the
Here.
same page. And that is just how competitive 5v5 games work. Whether it is Valorant or it be any other game, it's going to work the same way. VZ falling off as Sai picks up his head is going to be a big kill. Husser falling across as well. MW1 gets that kill. And Sai, he's in a very good spot. He can cut off the rotate from CT as the spike should be going down. There you go, it will. 5v3. This is going to be a very difficult retake for Punjab. I think they might just go in for that save, but not sure about that. But Starboy comes in from the back and makes it a 3v3 suddenly. MW1 to pick up a kill right at the right time to make that a 1v3, and unfortunately Sai's ult is going to go to waste.
It was the last
Switching
round, so
sides.
I think there was no thought of saving it. They had to go in for that fight. But once the backstab is red, there will be a lot of people looking towards you. So you should make sure somebody in your team is there from the CT and also to take a fight, so that now they understood there's a split coming across and they would have to manage players, one for the backstab, one for the one coming from CT, and you did not do that. And I understood at that moment. And even though, Dr. Tang, as soon as you saw there was a lurk coming across, the team should have played back. They
Yep.
should have let the site clear.
Yep.
But no, still they managed to go. Two people went down there, and that's not a good strategy, Team Punjab. I'm not sure if you're playing one player on his own, but this will not manage to get you wherever you want to go.
I agree. I think that um, for Punjab, they need to start playing together, and not just that, they need to figure out how, um, you know, how Rajasthan is playing. As Solo lands that first dink, MW1 will be coming in, getting rid of Hustar. Starboy got Solo, and that was a very good shot. But Starboy, he is low on HP. He knows a backstab's coming. He's going to prop himself on top of those barrels. Deathra will be rotating as well to help his teammate out and maybe get a trade for them. But Sai, he knows that the player's there, and he is so calm on those shots. He's going to wait to spot the head, get that kill, but Mamba gets the trade for him. Mamba gets another one. Will Mamba get a third? No, it's going to be VZ who gets that, but Wimp is going in for the defuse. The clutch. Oh my god,
Oh,
Punjab, how you have three players alive and you do not have a single one close enough to prevent a stick on the diffuse?
Punjab. I know there was a backstab coming in. I know you were trying to fight people, but why is everybody looking at one or two people? There are still three people surviving from the opponent. So you need to understand where the locations are. You need to play that way. You can't just leave the spike planted and then not having your aim there. Now it's a comfortable half by coming across. MW1 immediately takes one, but it's a force by also coming in, managed to equal the trade. Sight is clear for the plant, but there is Wimp. Wimp managed to take one for himself. Starboy again another equal trade. Trade
Spike
of
planted.
games playing very well, but Sai again coming on that lurk beautifully. Now his information will get revealed by that owl drone, but he'll make sure that he does not push immediately. He will wait it out while his teammates are there to assist him. And as I say, Black Hawk takes one kill for himself. All of a sudden, it's just two people alive, but Death Thrill managed to take one down. Now Sai inching closer and closer
Last
to
player
get a kill for
standing.
himself, but Starboy there managed to get one himself. Last two people surviving
One
with
enemy
Sai
remaining.
alone. Now Sai does not know the position of Death Thrill, but Death Thrill playing so close to the spike. I think now they understood they would have to play close to the spike. So Death Thrill just sat on top of the spike to make sure that defuse is not being sneakily done.
Exactly. I think that this time they played it smart. They had someone close, but it's still going to be an extra round that Rajasthan was able to take after the 9-3 split that they have. And speaking about the split, 6 rounds are what separate Rajasthan and Punjab right now. And this is a very good strategy that is being played by Blackhawk. You see, the wall is going to prevent anyone from trying to peek in. And even if they do decide to peek in, they're going to lose that 50 HP. To top it all off, he was dropping the snake bite right at the entrance from the containers. So if anyone walked in through that wall, they would not spot the snake bite, become vulnerable, take 50 damage already, take maybe 5 or 10 from the snake bite itself, and then a single bullet from that sheriff would basically put an end to them. So smart play coming in from Blackhawk, not paying off just now.
Spike
Not to mention
down
they
B.
can cut off complete mid as well. And as MW1 is coming in for the backstab, looks like Weezy will be spotting Blackhawk. He'll get that kill. That's an important one. MW1 is spotted as well. Death Thrill gets one.
Player
Weezy on
standing.
2. Sai with the Marshall is going to get one. The cheaper op, as they call it, is going to put Weezy in a 1v1. But oh, Weezy is going to get Wimp. The ultimate comes out. Sai will just about escape with his life as he is playing right at the edge of it. Weezy trying to go in for that plant, and he will get a 4K and the clutch for his team. Punjab stay alive in the game. What a round from this man here.
Weezy is showing up huge as a player. Huge, really huge. He is trying his best. He is not playing a duelist every map. He just played it one map, but he's showing up huge. He's doing his best for the team. But here, Punjab needs to. Okay, now you see, Weezy is doing so much of the hard lifting here, along with Starboy. You need to start supporting Weezy. That's how you will get around. If somebody's feeling a day, irrespective whether they're a duelist or a controller or a sentinel, if you support them, they'll be able to close the rounds in their favor. This is what you should start capitalizing. Because of the confidence somebody has, they will start able to get some kills for themselves. As we speak, Starboy takes one for himself, MW1 takes two, and third one comes in favor of Sai with a wall bang, and MW1 with another one. Now they will close this very happily with the 11th round, but VZ is still standing there. It's only 3 people. We have seen him do clutches of 1v4. This can still go, and as I talk, VZ takes MW1. The spike is not with him at this moment, so it will get difficult because Sai is already holding the angle, and Sai gets spotted out. VZ managed some spray damage. Now Sai would have to back out, but Blackhawk's position is not known. This will get very difficult as he comes into the crosshair. Maybe a knife might come, or if as soon as VZ turns to this guy, he might immediately shoot his head down. Yup, and a knife there to close VZ. Blackhawk,
Oh.
why? Why? I know your luck was not red, but
Well,
man, oh man.
at this point, at this point, it's really something that Rajasthan are taking into their stride. They're just taking rounds, they're taking map control, they're taking kills without having to work too hard for it, and it's working out for them. And Blackhawk with his lineups is really playing this very, very well. He has the one-way smoke orb lined up, probably has a snake bite lined up for him as well, as Sai is going to absolutely remove Starboy from the map. He's going to get that kill. He'll get a second one for himself, and Hustler will fall solo playing the judge. That's the perfect position to play one, in fact. Weezy is going to get Sai. MW1 gets one. The dismiss gets used. He spots where the player is. As the peek comes in, it's going to be an easy kill for him. Mamba falls. And what a round coming in from Rajasthan.
Match point.
Punjab, are you trying to read what Rajasthan is doing here? They wanted this kind of a fight to come across. That's the reason they pushed mid. You did not have to give them that fight. Because you guys were not ready. You guys were not the ones who initiated it. I understand Starboy went with his ultimate, but it was only Starboy who went across. Once that kill was done, leave mid. They took
Exactly.
complete control. Everybody wanted that fight. That's why Rajasthan pushed there. You just walked into them. Now Sai coming across with ultimate managed to shut down Starboy, telling him this is how you use the blades. But Death Thrill there managed to shut down Solo. No information there. Some blades go across, but Death Thrill managed to move away from himself. But here the A site is so close for a spike plant, but no. MW1 is holding it strong and prevents any kind of plant happening. The ult has been popped. Sai managed to get one more for himself, but Mamba immediately trading him out, going into that kitchen and coming for a backstab. Wow. Okay. Now, my friend has an Ares here, Astar.
Hmm.
Okay. But Mamba is at a very good position. If he spots some players out, he is holding a very good angle. He can take some kills in his favor. But it's a match point for Team Rajasthan, so they would have to play slow. And Wimp has his ultimate available. I'm pretty sure what VZ is trying to do is wait for that ultimate to get popped up. But MW1 there to support his teammate managed to get Mamba down. Now the ult is prevented. There will be no revive coming across. But that
Spike planted.
MW1 is still alive. It can go in anybody's favor.
That is true. MW1 is going to spot Hastar. He will heal himself. The Ares in hand. This is a very important round for Punjab. They cannot afford to lose this. Two slow orbs getting dropped. A snake bite getting dropped. Hastar does not have any idea that the sneak has happened. Now it's all down to VZ. It's going to be a tough one for him to hold on to. He will pop the ultimate. Blackhawk going in for that diffuse. MW1 has a lure to work with, but he doesn't
All
need
but
it
done.
because all that he needs is that Vandal and a quick headshot. And Rajasthan are going to pick up those bonus points for them. And what a game coming in from MW1. I mean, seriously, it didn't feel like he was playing like, it didn't feel like he was playing as you can say, a influencer. The man just all up straight went in and absolutely annihilated people. And in TSM Sid's own words, MW1 is the best professional player who's never played pro.
Exactly. We have seen MW1 play, and I understand that statement made by TSN Sid, and it sits perfectly here as we see MW1 popping off. You need to understand this, Punjab. I understand you guys, there were some duelists, some lurks coming across. You had such a good luck in one round where two people had already got defender base. There was nobody there. Why were you fighting in the map, in the bomb site? You could have left the spike to go down, then do a complete retake where you would have started boxing them down. That pick
Exactly.
did come across. Picks did come across, but the round did not come in your favor because there were already people lost.
I agree. I think that, I'm actually pretty surprised that, uh, Hastar didn't have a great game today because whenever I have seen Hastar play, he has picked up that Sage. He's always played the Sage. And, if you and going back
And
to what I have seen from him, it has always been god level Sage plays like Sage walls, slow orbs, revives, the timing of the revives, everything has been perfect. And I don't know, was it a bad day for him? Was it just not that he was having a great day because of his aim? Was he having an off day? Was there something else on his mind? But I am not sure. And this is not the Hastar that I have seen. This is not the
I
Hastar that I have seen in across so many games. And it's just sad to see him be like this because honestly speaking, some of the best Sage walls that I have seen in competitive Valorant play have come from Hastar, and I have actually learnt quite a bit on how to play Sage from Hastar. But today, not the same Hastar.
I remember you starting off when we initially were discussing the agents, different kind of agents and what they can play. Because initially SMX, even though he was an initiator, he was acting like a duelist, got so many kills. So we were talking about a battle sage, and I remember you telling Hustar is one agent who plays sage, and you can watch out for his battle sage or war sage gameplays. So I was thinking that might come across through here. Initially, in the first map, he did put across wonderful walls to prevent any kind of side push. Look at this. Look at this Blackhawk skill. He was just waiting. He was sure of something happening there. His aim was crisp. His gameplay, his strategy, his understanding of what kind of an execution can come across is really good. Punjab certain times read it completely wrong. Look at this gameplay. Hastar, he nobody understood. Their solo never read that Hastar was behind him. If he would have crept some more distance and got that judge spray there, I'm pretty sure solo would have gone down, and then people would have feared you because you would have also had a gun online for yourself. Not the kind of gameplay that we are expecting from you, Punjab, because we saw how you fought with Hyderabad, and there, yes, you had a good gameplay, but here, what is going against Rajasthan, it looks like all agents for themselves. It really looks difficult for agents to play together. I'm not looking at this. VZ, I give kudos to this man. He tried so much to get his team to close to match, to get a match point or even anything of that sort. It was so close. You can see VZ on the leaderboard, or I mean, sorry, on the scoreboard. 19 kills. He's the one top fragging in this match. It has been consecutive in the other maps also. I don't
Exactly.
know.
And I, as I said, I think it's just an off day for Hustar. I think that it really goes to show that a, having a bad day in a competitive game is normal. As I said, I have seen Hustar pull off, like, the wall that is right in front of Nest at A side in Icebox that you can make to boost yourself up on top of that box and then
Mhm.
hold a pixel to basically anyone coming CT. Who was the first person to show me that wall? Hustar. So it's not like he doesn't play Sage well or he doesn't know how to play it well. Maybe he's just having a bad day, which is why he picked up the judge in the first place. Because a judge is a very simple weapon to use. But if you pick up a very simple weapon to use, you need to play the weapon that it is meant to be played. You can't expect to pick up a judge and then get a kill at a range where the weapon is not useful at all. So, you know, it really doesn't um, go to take away from the mistakes that he made. But at the same time, we know for a fact that he is not someone who makes those mistakes sometimes. So it is surprising. And you know, it just goes to show that sometimes despite your best efforts, you will not be having a great game. And it's important not to get tilted at that point of time, not to get triggered,
Right.
because when you do that, then you are definitely not going to be having a great game. And you know, um, it really doesn't go as far as saying that he's not a good player. It really is coming down to the fact that he was not having a good game today. So yeah.
Agreed, Dr. Dang. Every player that is here in the tournament is really well, and we have seen them play, and they are really good in the kind of agents they pick, their aim that they have, their aim duels that they do with different people. They are really good. But this competitive 5v5 tournament that is happening is only team based. It's not who gets the first pick, who is the last man standing. I know last man standing in terms of if he defuses spike, or is he the planter, or is he the man clutching. I know, but it's not the man who gets more kill for himself, or is he doing a better gameplay alone. It is the team that together needs to perform, so that the opponent does not stand a chance. Here Rajasthan did that flawlessly. You could see if Sai is pushing to some area, there is somebody to cover him. As soon as Sai's position gets revealed, we saw in the mid round where all the team of Rajasthan took a gunfight. Everybody came in there. Once Sai got a kill, he immediately backed off, and immediately where people thought they would have to get a kill on Sai, but there was MW1 already ready to take the next kill, and therefore Rajasthan completely dominated that mid position. This is the kind of expectations Punjab needs to have. Should I go for an aim duel when there's a duelist already pushing? Will he have somebody to support? Get this information. You had a Sova. Okay, you put a Sova to a side to get information. That is denied. Now use the Sova to find information at different positions. Sova is not only meant to give you information off the side, he can give you the information in kitchen. Take control of kitchen, start playing out of kitchen, then you can do these kind of gameplays. Because when Rajasthan came as defenders, they never put up a wall in tube, because of which tube was open. They should have tried this out, but unfortunately that Sova's recon was being only used for the side. Start using your agent abilities rather than the normal that has been seen throughout the tournament to something for your advantage. Understand what kind of a mix and match gameplay that you want to see. I understand Punjab, Rajasthan is coming with huge power, they are dominating, but you can prevent this happening. Now, based on the points that Rajasthan has today, Rajasthan will match up to third in the leaderboard. Even though Kolkata had a flawless victory yesterday, Rajasthan, with that huge differential, comes to place third. Delhi Dragons still on top with 4.5, Hyderabad Nawabs with 4, Rajasthan Strikers at 2.5, Kolkata at 2.5, Mumbai Aces with 2, Bengaluru, Chennai, Punjab 0 respectively. Now, Bengaluru is the only team who has played one match with Hyderabad Nawabs and therefore have gone down, but the other two, Chennai and Punjab, I guess you guys have had some time here in the initial days. It's only 5 days from the 55 days, so you have 50 more days to work out. And I look forward to you guys coming and taking up on this scoreboard.
Exactly. I think that for Punjab and as well as Chennai, to be honest, because Bangalore is playing a game tomorrow. They are going to
Hmm.
be playing Delhi. So actually, you can even add Bangalore to that list because Bangalore, Chennai, and Punjab are the only three teams that have not picked up a single win for themselves. They need to do that. For Bangalore against Delhi, it's going to be a great game because Delhi's on top with a bonus
Hmm.
point in their pocket, and not to mention that they've picked up 2 wins. So they are clearly having a big advantage right now. Even Kolkata is not having the same advantage that Delhi has. The only team that is close to having that kind of an advantage is, is going to be Rajasthan because they've played one today. They got the bonus point for themselves,
Mhm.
and they are going to be making their way to the next game with the similar, as you can say, advantage that Delhi had with the first game. So for Bangalore,
Exactly.
Chennai, and Punjab, I really feel that they need to figure out, you know, where where this is going to be going, because
Hmm.
14 play days, you've had 2 play days for yourself. You have 12 more left. For Bangalore, 13 left. So really figure out where this is going to be heading because you need to start picking up points now. Bangalore, I'm not going to say too much for Bangalore because they are a very good team and we expect them to pick up a lot of rounds. But as far as things go for the side of um, Chennai and Punjab, 2 games in, you've not picked up points. You really need to do that now, my friends.
It's something you guys need to start worrying about because Delhi Dragons have a huge differential, and now Rajasthan has a huge differential with only the first matchup that has happened. So they will be looking forward to fight with Delhi on top of the points table. But tomorrow, Bengaluru Crushers have a redemption chance to make sure they bag 2 points in their favor. If they fail to do it, it will start rolling down. Bangalore, you have had only one match day. We have seen you huge. You did fight against Hyderabad Nawabs, one of the other favorites rather than yourself. It's something huge that you did. You did manage to close off the first map, but the other two, Hyderabad, did dominate on you. Now, Bengaluru, what kind of a strategy that you are bringing across? How well do you want to get back on top of the leaderboard is up to you because two teams have 2.5 points in their favor. You also have a round differential. So, for you to come to either third or fourth with a flawless victory, you should make sure the opponent team that you're fighting tomorrow will have a huge differential that is there in your favor.
Exactly. I agree. I think that round differential is going to be a huge thing as well, and especially with Chennai and Punjab not having such a great time. I really feel that um, you need to start getting into the fact that it doesn't always have to be that you win a bonus point to give yourself a huge advantage. As long as you can take a map with a very good score differential, sometimes that can help you out even more. Because a 13-10 victory may not sound any different from a 13-5 victory, but at the end of the day, at the scoreboard, when things are going to be tallied up at the end of the league,
Mm-hmm.
right before the playoffs start, that time that score difference is really going to matter. And at that point of time, you have even a single round less, you are not going to be qualifying. I mean, it's going to be harsh, but that's how a league system works.
Exactly, Dr. Dang. That's what teams should start realizing. It's not the number of matches, number of maps you take in your favor. It's like, okay, I lost two maps, but I got one map. I'll get some points. In that case, no, you're not getting. The only thing that you're getting is a round differential in your favor. And that round differential will also matter with the other two maps that you played out. I understand it's only day 5. You still have 50 more days to all the teams, especially for Bengaluru, Chennai, and Punjab. I know you guys can come back strong. Chennai and Punjab having 12 more match days, Bengaluru having 13, which they'll be redeeming tomorrow. This is something you should start working on and make sure that round differentials and points are coming into your favor. Otherwise, just as in the Valorant map, when you have the first two pistol rounds and the third round you again lose after a full buy, it starts spiraling down to the fifth round. That will happen for you same, because once you start losing, there'll be some amount of confidence that you start worrying about and start pressuring yourself, because you are representing a team, you are representing a city. There's a wholesome lot of fans out there, so you do not want to miss out for what the fans are expecting from you. In terms of you matching up to their expectation, I understand fans are difficult, they will have huge expectation, but that's why they are fans, that's why they are supporting you, that's why they like you. And to stand up to them, to stand, make sure that you as a team are something that every other team should fear, kudos to you then. Because at this point of time, there are some teams who are showing up huge and they are really good in terms of their performance, some teams not yet. But I hope and I wish all the other teams at this moment who are at the bottom to make sure they make a huge comeback, because it's only two matches that you have gone through that you have lost, so there's still time for you to come back. But make sure when you come back, you have good plans, good strategies, and you have worked out the complete player lineup.
Exactly. Um, I feel that maybe Punjab and let's talk about Chennai later. Let's talk about Punjab right now. That
Yes.
it there is a lot more that meets the eye than having a lineup to deal with, because we saw no Hydra flick today. Um,
Mm.
things went different. Punjab not being able to pick up a single map. Maybe switching out a professional player playing Hastar as well as Hydra flick. Maybe that could be something. Um, if that's not the case, then um, maybe look at someone else filling in that Omen's role, because with no hide with VZ on the brim, I really felt that they could have played VZ on a more frag oriented role, because after the first map on Ascent on Cypher, he was really feeling it. He was able to play
Yes.
a good game on Haven, but on the Raze, but then he went back to the brim. He was not having any kind of impact except for late round frags. Those were, as we call it, impactless frags. Yes, you pick up a 3k, but if that 3k doesn't net you the round, well, that 3k is not going to be of any use, because nothing really happened with those 3 kills falling. So maybe look at something like that. And even if it was just a bad day happening at the end of it, like multiple players having bad days, not having good aim days, it's fine. If that is really the case that
Yes.
is happening, it's okay. Things like that happen. You can't really deal with it. And at the end of the day, it there is always going to be another play day. I mean, sure, Punjab has lost 2 games right now, but who knows? In the next 12, they come out with all guns blazing and they're able to pick up 4, 5, 6 games in a row. Um, and
Yeah.
it really just goes to show that you can really have a lot of changes as things go and happen. So it's okay. GG's to Punjab for that, but really look at the mistakes that you're making, try to fix them, because it is going to be something that is important.
Agreed. I mean, Punjab needs to start re-strategizing, reworking because they have 10 people in their lineup, 10 or 11. So maybe something to look forward to and change their agents. Now, coming back to the leaderboard, it is same as yesterday. There hasn't been much change because we did not see Punjab in the leaderboard initially when they had their first matchup. In the second matchup as well, now it did not go that great. So therefore, there's no change. But Rajasthan, I'm pretty sure MW1 after another matchup and Sai with another matchup will be seen here. Maybe Solo as well. Solo is playing different roles for different maps. He can also come here and give a competition. But here, as of now, the top five players, the MVPs at the moment is DM with 137, Rafa with 126, Ghost with 116, SMX with 115, Hevan with 105. So as of now, the standings do not change. So tomorrow's match might make an impact because previously SK Rossi did come up as on top on the leaderboard. So tomorrow he has his match again. Will he be there in the lineup? Will he be playing the top five? Is to watch out for tomorrow. But as of now, what Punjab did would have to, because you, as I initially told, you have 10 to 11 players. You can mix and match. Maybe some guys day it is not, some guys it is, because previously Hydraflick worked very well when he came to the Heaven map. We did see first two maps did not work very well for him. So might be something that you should start working. That's the reason you have 10 players in your team. So start working it out in that manner.
Exactly. I think that um, with Punjab, they can really, um, you know, look to the fact, change the lineups that they've had. You don't have to play four professionals and one influencer. Sometimes you can switch up things. Maybe, get in someone who has a different skill set. Sometimes play someone who the other team just does not expect to have a different synergy with someone. Like, all right, today, maybe the sage didn't work out, chuck the sage for the next game, play someone who can, play maybe an extra initiator, maybe someone who can play a sky for you, maybe someone who can play a sova along with a sky for you, or play a breach, something. Look at something like that. Play around, not just with your lineup as in the number or the name of the player that you're playing, but also with the agent that they can play. There was, like, as you can say, MW1 played the Rena solely today. But if suddenly the need came up, we know that MW1 can switch up to a different agent. So having that kind of a, as you can say, a varied ability in your team is going to be very important. And if you can do that consistently, then your team should be able to come out of a lot of situations. We still haven't seen any team shift a lineup in between games. We have still not seen that happen as the roster gets changed in between a match. But as far as things go for rosters across matches. Yes, they have changed. We have seen Hyderabad shift to a all influencer lineup, and it worked out for them. So I'm not saying you need to do that, but you get the point. You can shift around things. Maybe they work. Maybe uh, they play around a little bit with whom you are playing, what they are playing, and it works out for you at the end of the day.
Exactly. I mean, all the teams that are coming into the tournament have some expectations of a gameplay that you, as an opponent, is bringing towards them. So they are understanding what kind of a counteraction they can bring in terms of agents, in terms of abilities, or even in terms of gameplay inside the map itself. So they can play around with your thoughts. They can make you tilt. All this can be possible. What you would have to look out for is, as a team, irrespective of whichever team here, is that when things like this happen, you would have to be able to counteract by giving them something out of the box. Because when Hyderabad and Punjab played, Hyderabad and Punjab, I'm pretty sure, did not think that the lineup will be completely of the auction players. So that is something that you're throwing off the game. That is what, as a team, you should start working on. If as a full 5 player lineup or a 4 pro 1 influencer is not working out, start playing mind games. It will surely start showing up results. You will start getting inching closer. Now, talking about tomorrow's matchup, we will be seeing this head to head coming tomorrow. That is Delhi Dragons versus Bengaluru Crushers. Delhi Dragons, reigning on top of the leaderboard, will try to get themselves to 6.5 or even 7, and will try to close it out as soon as possible. But Bengaluru here, they did come out on one loss, They would want to get them a place in the leaderboard. Otherwise, Bengaluru will start rolling down again. And I hope the situation can go in any favor, and I'm looking forward to the gameplay that is coming tomorrow, the excitement behind it, the amazing players that will be there, the amazing shots. When we as casters are thrown out of what we are saying, we are not sure now what to say next, what kind of things are coming into. That's what we as casters, and I'm pretty sure you in the chat are also looking forward to. So tomorrow's head to head is going to be crazy. Delhi Dragons will try to reign their top spot on the leaderboard. Bengaluru will try to make a comeback.
Exactly. I really think that for for Bangalore, it's going to be a very important game. It's going to be the first chance that they will be having to pick up any points for themselves. And as for Delhi Dragons, it's really just going to be, more of a formality to pick up a map, because they've picked up two already. They've picked up a bonus as well. Technically, they can afford to take a loss, but that's not something that they would want to do, because the second they do that, Hyderabad has this chance to go top of the board in their next match day. So I really feel that it's going to be a very, very competitive match coming in. We're not sure about the lineups that we will be seeing from both teams, but at the same time, does it really matter? Because whatever lineup they play, the lineups have worked. I mean, Bangalore has not been able to take a win in their game against Hyderabad, but they were playing Hyderabad. Hyderabad's not an easy team to take down, and Hyderabad played really, really well that day with Euphoria right to ace and Excali, and it was Edit 99, and it was I forget the last player's name who played on that day. Euphoria, Edit, Excali, right to ace, and well, I it eludes me. I forget the last player's name. They do have 10 players in their roster, so you know. Oh yes, it was Zerif.
Serif,
We
correct.
saw Zerif play. So yes, so Zerif playing, and it was a very good game from Hyderabad. So I really think that if Bangalore is able to pull up even 10% of what they put up with Hyderabad and show us off today, show us off tomorrow, then it should be a very interesting matchup. And even if we are going to be having, you know, Delhi either win it very easily or have it a very close game, it's going to be a win for everyone, because for the fans of Delhi, it will be a great thing. For the fans of Bangalore, if they win, it will be a great thing. And if we see a very close game, well, it's going to be a great thing for everyone, because that's what we want to see at the end of the day.
As you said, Dr. Dang, at this moment, Delhi is reigning strong. All the teams that they've faced, the two teams they've faced, they've made sure that they are superior. They've made sure they close the points in their favor. So Delhi is standing tall. Now, Bengaluru Crushers, it's written in their name. If they are able to crush them down and get the points in their favor, Delhi Dragons would have to start worrying now, because there is a team out there that they have to fight against once more and make sure they do not lose that point. Otherwise, the leaderboard points table might start rolling. As of now, Delhi Dragons with 4.5 is standing strong. Nobody has got another 4.5 there. It's only Hyderabad Nawabs with second position with 4 points in their favor. So Delhi Dragons, even if they lose tomorrow, will be at top, and Bengaluru will come there in between fifth or something like that. But if Hyderabad or any other teams at the moment who have got their bonus points do a match and win the point in their favor along with the bonus point, they will immediately throw Delhi Dragons to second or third, and it'll start spiraling from there. So Delhi Dragons, for them to show up strong and show up tall for tomorrow in front of Bengaluru, they will make sure they do it, because we've seen Rebel popping off. We have seen Bink's Eisen IGL is playing really well. He's making sure his team pops off and giving that opportunity for everybody to play and making sure that callouts are coming perfectly. Oh, I'm sorry. Binks is from Mumbai. My bad. I'm really sorry. Binks is from Mumbai. I got confused because there was a really good matchup that happened between Delhi and Mumbai Aces. So I got confused. My bad. But there is Rebel, who I've seen as an influencer, and being now he looks very close to a pro player. His race outplays are amazing. So something to fear of is there for Team Bengaluru, but Bengaluru did have a very good matchup, as you said, Dr. Dang, with Hyderabad. It was not an easy victory for Hyderabad. It was not a a walk in the park. They made sure it was a show that at the end of the day, the best person and the best team surviving only got the match point. So therefore, Bengaluru tomorrow will not be easy for Delhi, neither will Delhi be easy for Bengaluru.
I agree. I think that um, for Delhi versus Bangalore, it's not going to be something that we can predict per se. Though yes, Delhi technically has the advantage because they have the as you can say, the you know the precedent that they have won both of their games. So if that is something that we will be going with, then yes, that is something that will definitely work in their favor. But Bangalore is not a team that you can let go of, because you have Hellranger, you have Rossi, you have you have Kappa.
You have me here to support them.
I mean, I don't know if that's going to go in their favor or it's going to go in the opposite direction, because the last time you were supporting them, it didn't go very well for them, huh?
They did win the first map,
I
but then
mean,
I'm not sure what happened. SK Rossi did pop off in the last map, but as you said, not a good day afterward.
yep, that's true. So, well, that's going to be something that we will be seeing tomorrow rather, because Delhi taking on Bangalore, it's going to be a big game. Not just Delhi versus Bangalore has always been interesting, not just in Valorant, if you know what I mean. And
Always is.
and as we have known to expect a lot from these teams, we are going to be doing that tomorrow. Because for now, this is going to be me, Dr. Dang, as well as Lucifer, signing off. It was a great game. It's going to be a 3-0 win for Rajasthan over Punjab. And well, with that, we will be leaving you. So till then, stay safe, take care, and have a great day.
You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black, performance storage, purpose built for gaming. Get in fast, so you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black, performance storage, purpose built for gaming. Get in fast, so you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game. You're ready to get in the game now. The last thing you want is to wait and wait. Because the game waits for no one. WD Black. Performance storage. Purpose-built for gaming. Get in fast. So you can take them out faster. SSD speed that obliterates load times. Performance to transform your game. Expanded capacity to store more. Customizable RGB. Fine-tuned for every style of play. PC, laptop, console. WD Black is purpose-built for the way you game. Because the game never waits. WD Black. Drive your game.